Hello everyone, how are we? Red Hood is second, Clover is third. Good job everyone. Let's see how long it takes to get some people in here. Something weird I've noticed, at least in the case for my streams, is that when I look at my YouTube, when I already have a stream scheduled, I can't see it, even if it's public. If I go on my channel, I can't see it. But for any other YouTube channel that I follow, I'm able to see when a stream is scheduled, so I don't know why that is. Hello everyone. What's up? Not much. How about you, Commissar? I've got a few actual stream topics for today, and then we'll just get into our usual general discussions. Or I'll probably have a little intermission between topics where I'm just, you know, doing the usual. Hey Saku, hey System Crash, how are you all on this Monday? Yeah. I am quite sad about Miura as well, even though I have not read Berserk yet. But I'm gonna be talking about that and sort of the issues with the manga industry in general, among other things. I'm a little late, but I figured I'd rather do a stream to talk about this, because I figure having, you know, the usual stream of consciousness, but also kind of having you guys to interact with, sort of bounce my ideas off of while I'm doing it would probably be the best idea. And it would, you know, give me something to talk about for my stream. In addition to that, I caught up with the Boxer the other day, and boy, is it fucking good. So I'm going to be talking about that a bit. And other than that, we'll be doing our normal stream stuff, which is just basically me talking to you guys and other people in the Discord server. Alright. I'm eating popcorn, by the way, if that wasn't obvious. Commissar says the manga industry needs a reform. Honestly, the manga industry needs a reform, and honestly, from what I can tell, basically the entire work culture in Japan needs some serious reform. It's fucking nightmarish. It is god-awful. It's terrible. Alright. We've got 12 people in here. We're about 7 minutes in. I figure we'll have more people join in as we keep talking. So, as I'm sure, should I have music playing for this? Let's give it a pause. So, as I'm sure most, if not all of you are aware, Kentaro Miura passed away last week, and he is most famous for being the creator of Berserk, which is one of the most famous manga of all time, one of the most influential manga of all time, and considered by many to be one of the best ever. So I personally have not read Berserk yet, but with Miura passing away, I feel a great obligation to do so, as I know some other people have as well. I'm not sure what it is. You know, it's like that thing where when an artist or an author passes away, their popularity increases, there's more value placed on their art. It's just something about the fact that they're not there anymore, and the fact that at least they personally will not be able to contribute any more to the piece sort of adds a kind of value to it. So I don't know if you guys have felt kind of the same thing. At least those of you who haven't read Berserk, I assume. Maybe those of you who have felt compelled to do a reread. But yeah. So Taro Miura passed away on May 6th. They kept the news of his death under wraps for about 2 weeks, just keeping it among the family, which is completely understandable. Like, if my family member passed away, I would not want to have the news media and such just talking about it, and all of the discourse that surrounds someone's death right after it happens. I wouldn't want to deal with that shit. So it's completely understandable that they would do that. And he passed away at the age of 54 from aortic dissection. So, let's take a look at what aortic dissection is. First of all, 54. I thought Miura was going to be around for a while longer. I remember looking into his age a while ago. I think it was when Berserk's 30th anniversary came around. He started when he was 22, wasn't he? And when the 30th anniversary came around, he was 52. So I was like, 52, this guy's going to be around for a bit. Like at least another 15 or 20 years. And then he passes away at 54. So, for those of you who don't know, including me, we're about to get a little educated here. We're going to do a little bit of research. Aortic dissection is a tear in the inner layer of the large blood vessel branching off the heart, or the aorta. An aortic dissection is a medical emergency in which the inner layer of the large blood vessel branching off the heart tears. It's most common in men in their 60s and 70s. So Miura was already pretty young for that to happen. So let's see if we can get sort of a diagram here for me to look at. The aortic dissection occurs in what's basically the biggest vein in the entire body, pretty much. And you basically bleed to death, as far as I understand. You internally bleed to death, I guess. Symptoms include sudden severe chest or upper back pain that radiates to the neck or down the back, loss of consciousness, and shortness of breath. As far as I understand, it's a pretty terrible way to go. Do we have any more symptoms here? Severe chest or back pain, vomiting, sweating, lightheadedness, complications, stroke, mesenteric, I don't know what the fuck that is, myocardial. Alright, we're getting into a bunch of shit here. The guy died in a pretty not great way. And let's look into what some of the causes of aortic dissection is. Uncontrolled high blood pressure or hypertension. That's an interesting one. Do you guys know what a big cause of hypertension and high blood pressure is? I would say a big one is stress. I'd say that one's a pretty huge one. Yeah, age, race, family history, stuff like that. So, as some of you are probably aware, the manga industry is quite stressful. Have any of you, what was it, Tagashi's letter when he finished Yu Yu Hakusho? That a weekly manga author has a formula they can use to determine exactly how much free time they have in a week, based on the amount of time that you spend doing like sketch work and then doing each of the pages and then all of that other stuff, and then taking into account, necessities such as eating, sleeping, stuff like that. You account for how much free time you have. And for Togashi, at least, he only had 5 hours of free time in the entire week. That is unfucking believable. The ideal is that a person has about 8 hours of free time every day, at least here in America. I understand that was like the original idea, was having 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours to do whatever the fuck you want. So, only having 5 hours of free time and an entire 7-day week is hellish. I cannot fucking imagine having to work under such conditions. And that's just weekly. I have no idea what the fuck was going on for Miura having his kind of different schedule. Like, thank God Miura was working under a schedule in which he could basically kind of just get out chapters whenever he was done with them. Because if you look into it, Miura was an extremely dedicated, passionate person when it came to art and the detail in his art. He probably has, like, more detail in his art than almost any other manga artist out there right now, maybe ever. At least there are very few who had the same level of attention to detail that Miura had. Even when they switched to digital, his editors would yell at him because he would go pixel by pixel to make sure all of the details were perfect. So that was why Miura was operating under such a schedule where they were basically on hiatus almost every month. Like, forget announcing when you're not getting a Berserk chapter, announce when we are getting one. But when you consider the kind of shit that you have to go through in the manga industry and all of the work that Miura was putting into chapters, it's totally understandable that he was working in that way. And even then, the stress of working as a mangaka was seemingly what killed him. Like, he died as young as he did because of his job. And this is why I just have to say, and I bring it up a lot, show some fucking respect and appreciation for mangaka, and don't bitch all the time about them taking breaks and going on hiatuses. Alright? Because it's essential. These guys work their asses off. They work almost non-stop. And then every once in a while they take a break. They take a little vacation. And even then, they work so hard, they're such workaholics that a lot of times they feel bad for it. Like, Gege said in one of their comments, in one of their authors' comments recently, that they got sick during one of their few vacations and they apologized for it. It's like, are you shitting me? You're apologizing for getting sick? It's not great. Like, the manga industry, really the Japanese work culture on the whole, is just terrible for the people who are in it. I mean, they have declining birth rates, people are dying of heart attacks in their 30s, no one's fucking, no one's socializing, everyone's just working until they die. And they usually die of a young age at stress. They're killing themselves, it's terrible. So, just remember, guys, the manga industry is not fun. It's weird to think about that an industry kind of centered around artistic expression is as draining and terrible as it is, but it's not fun. And just be sure to show a lot of appreciation for the work that these people put in. Don't be going around insulting people. There's fucking nothing. Oh my god, there is nothing I fucking hate more than when people insult a mangaka personally just because they don't like their work. Like, I know, I've seen it in the chat recently, minorly. But, like, listen, a lot of people don't like Black Clover. I don't get what it is. But I've seen a lot of people that have personally insulted Tabata and wished bad things upon him just because they don't like his series. Tabata has had health issues because of his job. Unless I'm mistaken, he missed the birth of his own fucking son, or at least his own child, because of his job. Alright? So, don't be bringing that kind of energy around here, insulting someone personally. Like, you cannot like their series or whatever, that's fine, but don't be fucking insulting artists. Don't be insulting manga creators personally, just because you don't like their work. Because they fucking give up a lot to produce these things. And for you to be personally insulting them shows a great deal of disrespect. And that you're really just a pretty shitty person if you do that. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say about that. I'll probably be reading Berserk sometime soon. I have a few things that I'm reading already. I'm reading Toriko. I just started Tokyo Ghoul. When I'm done with those, I'm thinking I'll probably start Berserk. And I may do like a volume by volume thing. I may do a review per volume. That may be a thing. It'll be kind of like the old Bleach reviews, and I'll talk about them in depth. It's not going to be blind, of course, because I'm one of those dudes. Nah, I'm dissing Boruto and Naruto, but I'm not shitting on Kishimoto. Listen, Kishimoto can do whatever he wants. I'm not interested in the series, and I've heard they have a lot of problems. That's not the same thing as saying that, oh, I wish Kishimoto gets into a fucking car crash. Like, I've seen people say shit like that about Tabata, saying, like, they hope his wife dies and stuff. Alright? We're talking about completely different things here. Anyway, that distracted me. Yeah, I'll do like a volume by volume thing, but it's not going to be blind because listen, Berserk is one of the most famous manga ever. I have become aware of many of the things that have happened in it just like fucking osmosis through the internet. I'm not sure when I'll do that. I'll get around to it at some point. But yeah, so okay, we're done with the heavy stuff. We're done with the heavy topics for this stream. So I guess I can put the music back on now. There we go. So now I'll check out the chat now. Let's see. Skin said Berserk's impact on the manga industry is second only to Dragon Ball. Yeah, you can look. You don't have to look very far, for very long, or very hard to see all of the influence that Berserk has had on a lot of the anime and manga industry. Like, every anime character that carries around a giant, ridiculously large sword, there you go. Commissar said it's the artist's shadow psychological effect. It's what makes you feel this way. Feels to you like art made from the dead, even though it's not. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what it is. I didn't know, well, I figured there was probably a name for it, but I didn't know what it was. Ewart says 54, too soon, yeah. Commissar says, you don't really bleed to death, it's more the shock than the bleeding that kills you. It's a bad way to go, it's painful and takes time, yeah. Yeah. Like, when we heard the news, we were like shooting the shit in the VC on Wednesday night, and it just like you can't really move on from that with the conversation topic. Like, it was over at that point. Like, oh fuck, Kentaro Miura has passed away. I'm pretty sure no one said anything for a few minutes. It's weird to me that I haven't even read Miura's work yet, but I understand how important he is and how important he is to a lot of people, and just knowing that had his death impact me quite a bit. Like, I didn't cry over it or anything, but I was just really kind of... I don't know what the word is. I was just kind of... I couldn't not feel bad about it, I guess. Like, I was just put into kind of a slump. I was like, shit, I can't believe this guy is gone. Skin says, if you look at his most recent chapters, you could kind of tell he knew he was gonna die. I have seen that there's a lot of, like, pretty deep stuff in the recent chapters. A lot of stuff about, like, you know, the end, basically. I'm sure that is kind of eerie looking back on now, knowing that was like the last things that he put out before he passed away. Euler says stress is fucking awful. Being a mangaka is peak stress. Yeah, stress is terrible. That's why I try to minimize stress as much as possible. It's not just that I'm like, okay, I'm like a bit of a lazy person, but when it comes to big stress, when it comes to like that fucking stomach churning, makes you sweat, takes away your appetite kind of stress, I avoid that shit at all costs, because it's like impossible to be happy when you are that stressed out. I had like a week or two last year where it was probably the most stressed out I had ever been in my life, and it was fucking miserable. I cannot fathom being a mangaka or anyone with some kind of anxiety issues and having to live like that all the time. It's fucking awful. Commensar says the scientific ideal is to have 5 or 6 a day. Yeah. These people are working themselves to death. Peter says, I think manga should be bi-weekly or monthly. I think that's a pretty good idea. I know, like, a weekly schedule for some of this stuff is just, it's too much. You can't fucking manage it. That's why with Kaiju number 8, I'm like, whatever, man. Take fucking hiatus every 3 weeks if you want. I don't give a shit. You need the break. Mr. King says, Maki Gang, where you at? Oh, we will talk about that. I think we'll talk about that after I catch up with the chat. Fuck it, why not? I'll probably join the VC, too. Commissar says weekly manga should be bi-weekly and monthly should be 5 weeks. That would resolve the issue. Maybe, yeah. I understand a lot of mangaka that used to do weekly series back in the day when they did something else, when they switched to another series or they moved on to like a new part from their series, like JoJo, I think Dragon Ball, Kishimoto with Boruto. They switched to monthly, and I can fucking understand why. Because it's just a way more manageable time frame to work in with the stuff that you're going to be doing. Skin says the only manga that even comes close to Berserk's artwork is Vagabond and Pun Pun. I haven't seen much Pun Pun artwork, but I have seen some artwork for Vagabond, and yeah, that's among some of the few series where it gets close to Berserk in terms of art quality. Based Indigo said, this can also apply to Sui Ishida. Tokyo Ghoul took a lot out of him, but with Chojin X, Ishida is operating within a regular schedule, which is good. Yeah, I was very happy when I saw that, because as someone who has seen the quality of Ishida's art, that is a guy who should be working on his own schedule, because that is the type of setup where he's going to be working at his best, because he'll pretty much only be working when, you know, the motivation and the passion hits him. So that's when it'll be at his best. And I have heard, I haven't finished it yet, but I have heard that Tokyo Ghoul kind of falls apart a bit maybe a lot towards the end, and a lot of it had to do with Ishida running out of steam, just from the schedule. So it's good that with his new series, he's kind of doing it in a way that works for him. Comstar says a regular schedule is probably the best, or maybe they should do like books released one volume at a time, not chapters, like once per season or twice per year. That would also be a decent idea. I know, is Fate one of, is a series that does like a yearly release? I feel like I heard something about that. Like some version of Fate only releases a new thing, whatever form that takes, like once a year. Alex says apologizing for getting sick is plainly stupid and is a thing that should not exist. Yeah, that's what happens when people become like workaholics and they feel like they have an obligation to work. Because when you're a mangaka, you're not just like drawing stuff for yourself, you're drawing it for an audience. So now you have a group of people that you are trying to please. And when you're on vacation, when you get sick and you can't work, those people aren't being provided with what they want from you, so you end up feeling bad about it. Like, I've felt bad about not getting videos out as early as I usually do occasionally, like the times where it happens. Because I know, like for a lot of you guys, or at least some of you guys, you really like my videos. And I feel bad when I don't get them out, you know, early enough or on time, and you guys have to wait longer for them. This is not as fucking extreme as, like, apologizing for getting sick. But, you know, it's like, it's when you produce media, that's just what happens. Or when you personally produce media, I kind of have doubts about, you know, fucking Hollywood executives feeling bad. But when you're a small-time creator, and when you're doing a personal project that other people are going to be watching, reading, whatever, you definitely feel like an obligation to be working as much and as hard as you can for them. US says Japan's work culture is also terrible. If you aren't working your ass off every day, then you aren't living your life the correct way. It's so bad. Yeah, I've heard Japan's work culture is god-awful. It is a fucking terrible place to work in. This is what pisses me off when you have those goddamn Japanophiles that are, oh, Japan is such a very based and red-pilled and epic country. Yeah, you think that because you just watch anime, you dumb fuck. How about you actually look into what Japanese society is like, and you will see that they have a whole host of problems going on for them. Maybe not the same problems we have, but they've got their own problems that they're dealing with. And their work culture is a pretty big one among them. Where was I? Commissar says, if you apologize for being sick, I'm gonna cure you through sheer anger. I'm sure they appreciate that. Commissar says, people who shit on Tabata are straight evil. The guy is dedicated beyond sense. Yeah, even if you don't like Black Clover, you should at the very least, appreciate the work and dedication that he's put into the series. And shitting on him personally, like personally insulting him and wishing bad things about him, I would say makes you a pretty terrible person. I know this is a little off topic, but it's really nice just being able to sit here, drink some tea, eat some popcorn, and just talk to you guys live. Like, getting to talk in the comments and on the Discord server is neat, but being able to produce a video live with live feedback is pretty great. Sonita Grum says the manga industry is no joke. Correct. That said, bruh, Maki being special grade, yo. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a bit. Skin says Black Clover hadn't gotten shitty. If Black Clover hadn't gotten shitty animation in the beginning of the anime, then it wouldn't even be as hated as it is. Yeah, I didn't even watch the anime. I just went straight into the manga. And the manga's pretty good. I mean, I do a review series on it, so it's got to be at least half decent if I'm gonna spend time almost every Sunday doing a video on it. have people arguing about Boruto. I don't watch it, so I don't care. Dragon's Rage said, if we're done with the heavy stuff, just remember Griffith did nothing wrong. Dragon's Rage, I am going to reach through this chat and strangle the life out of you. Mr. King asks, can you watch one clip of Boruto? I've seen the Momoshiki fight, alright? It's well animated. Naruto has good fight choreography. I'm not really interested in it beyond that. Skin said, I saw people on Twitter saying when they heard about Miura's death, why couldn't it be Togashi? Oh god, I saw some shit like that in some other places. Holy fuck. Do you want to put me into a fucking rage when I see shit like that? This is why we shouldn't really joke much about, like, hiatus and stuff for Togashi. Because, like, I don't know if Togashi's gonna finish it. And I don't hold that against him. He may have just lost the drive to finish Hunter x Hunter. He may just not want to do it. He's already finished the main story with Gon. So he himself said it's pretty much over. He's just continuing it with Kurapika. Or, well, he's continuing Kurapika's story, but, like, the main story is over. Yeah. Dragon's Rage says, I think it has more to do with the culture than the manga industry. I think the way the manga industry is a result of the culture. Yeah, I'd say that's what it is. I understand Japan has a very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's, holy shit. You know, this is the problem with doing live content and doing unscripted stuff in the way I do, is that I often forget words. I don't know how I've gotten this far with my amazing grasp on the English language. They're more of a, they're not individualists, they're whatever the fuck the opposite of individualist is. Someone's gonna say it in the comment. Whatever. They're more of like a group society. It's all about your contributions to the society as a whole, and you as the individual aren't really that important. So that has kind of led to a culture and work environments where it's basically you are just going to keep working without any regard for your own well-being or happiness. So we've got people fucking talking about Boruto more. Mr. King, that I'll say it's better than JJK because it has more episodes. That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Commenter says if it's got more episodes, so it's better, huh? King, you're wildin'. So if I make a 2,000 episode series, it's automatically a masterpiece? Yeah, that's my point. I don't get people. It's like, you know, old good, new bad. If it's short, it's bad. If it's really long, that means it must be good. I don't understand that kind of shit. Commissar says monthly chapters has double the pages but 4 times the time, so it's a lot better. Yeah, I'd say so. Like the one monthly series we cover on the channel, Record of Ragnarok. You think you would get anywhere near that level of quality if it was a bi-weekly series? Fuck no. It's because it's a monthly series that you get, well, first of all, the quantity of chapter that you get, but also the quality of the chapter you get. Skin says, the assistants say the manga might continue, but to be honest, I don't really want it to. No hate, but without Miura's artwork and storytelling and knowing he's dead, it just won't be the same. I'm sure it won't be the same. But I think Miura was specifically training his assistants to be able to replicate his style. I think I've seen at least one panel done by Miura's assistants, or at least one of them, and it was pretty good, pretty close to his style. So if it's any sort of reassurance to you, the continuation is like almost definitely something that Miura wanted and that he had planned for. So it'll be weird. I guarantee that. It will be very strange reading it, knowing that it was not drawn and, like, directly written by Miura. But it's still his work for the most part. It's his idea. Commissar says Fate releases whenever the fuck it wants. Honestly, Nasu follows the Occidental style very much. Also, Fate is a whole franchise with the Nasu-verse, so there's multiple projects and multiple people, yeah. I feel like Fate is primarily an anime more than anything else. Mr. King says, can you watch Kawaki versus Goro? It's such a good fight. I mean, I'll probably watch it at some point. Or may. Connoisseur says, especially Natsu versus manga, comes out of whenever the author wants to, and every chapter is golden. Patience is required, however, in most of the Natsu versus light novels and games. Interesting. Skin said, also, Misc, I'm gonna keep it real. I had several problems with the recent JJK chapter, not the artwork, but the story. I can imagine what they are. I've kind of gone over them a bit, you know, ass pull, whatever, my dying. I feel like the big one's probably ass pull, like how, like, the whole twin thing being, like, pulled out of nowhere. I don't really think so, because we already had the idea of twins being a bad omen, and we've already had the soul stuff established, so when you just introduce the idea that, yeah, monozygotic twins started off being one person, in theory, I guess in Jujutsu Kaisen, in that universe, life starts at conception or something, I don't fucking know. The soul splits into two bodies, and that actually kind of lines up with, like, Mahito's double ability, like when he splits himself into a clone, and you hit it with resonance, you're still hitting him because the soul is connected. It makes sense. But that's just more of, like, a long-term thing, and you're able to develop individual personalities. People calling Boruto mid, complaining. Yeah, saying cap is not an argument. Others said the fight's clear, childish, 80% filler. Sunny Grom says, I'm fine with people hating a manga series they don't like, but when people start insulting the author and wishing trouble on them and shitting on them, those people can piss off. Yeah, like, don't go after people personally just because you don't like their artwork. I feel like that should be like a sense of common decency that people have, but apparently not. Listen, I haven't read Boruto because I haven't read Naruto, and I'm not particularly interested in Naruto. Just based on all the stuff I've heard about it and what I have seen from it, like, oh boy, it has cool fight scenes. Great. I'm not really that interested in it, so stop fucking bugging me about it. Oh boy, man, we have a big argument going on here. Skin says, Maki has become Walmart Toji. I hate how much emphasis Toji has put on Maki. Let her be her own character. That panel with Maki and Toji side by side was disgusting to me. Well, that's your problem. I think when you call her, like, Walmart Toji, you're just kind of, like, disregarding it, I guess. No, because Toji's, like, the only person who has ever been in a situation similar to Maki. As they said, Toji's fully realized, so he was basically the mold for what Maki was going to become on a basic level. But now, well, I mean, Maki and Toji are, like, very distinct characters in terms of their personalities. So what, like, they have the same ability. Like, they've got the same shtick going on. They're different people. So I really don't mind that. Like, this is a thing that's been set up for a long fucking time. The comparisons between Toji and Maki. Toji has literally been the sort of, the goal that she's been aiming for in terms of her power. Maybe not without realizing it, without knowing it. And then after seeing him in action, definitely. So, I don't have an issue with it. Oh god. There's so much shit. There's so much chat. Marcos says, I'm assuming Togashi is too sick to finish it, and this man does have a wife, so I'm assuming his priority is his family at the moment. That, or whatever the fuck else he was doing, Dragon Quest? I don't know. But whatever, even if it is that, the guy can do whatever he wants. And I've heard that Togashi's had health issues since forever. Like, the guy's had health issues for fucking years. So, I would rather Togashi never picks up a pen again than fucking kill himself, stressing himself out trying to finish Hunter x Hunter. Commissar says, honestly, it makes a lot of sense for Maki and Toji to be connected. They were both abused by the Zenin, and they both want to destroy it. Actually, Jesus Christ, Toji really did not seem to have much interest in destroying the Zenin clan up until when Gojo, challenged him, basically. Challenged his authority to fucking murder him. He was like, really? Like, I can kill sorcerers like it's nothing. It's what I do for a living. And you are this golden child that they're putting up on a pedestal. You represent everything that the Zenin have an obsession with. And pretty much the reason that they treated me like a piece of shit. So I'm going to kill you to prove how stupid they are. And then he got killed because of that. But for the most part, Toji was like, I don't give a shit. I'm just doing my own thing. Like, I'll fucking kill sorcerers and teenage girls for money, and then blow it all on bad gambling decisions. Whereas Maki is now like, fuck the Zenin clan. I'm going to destroy them. Commissar says, collectivism. That's what it is. They're a more collectivist society in Japan. Skin says, I like how Gege went out of his way to show Maki's insides being cut open, only for insides to be magically healed out of nowhere. And don't tell me my heal, that's not how creation works. Yeah, actually, I think that is a bit of a continuity issue. Dragon Drink says, don't worry, Misc, if you fumble your words, you could just edit it out. Oh wait, this is a live stream, never mind. Buddy, I barely edit out me fumbling my words in my normal videos. Because I don't care that much. I'm like, whatever. We're getting the raw content here. It's nothing. I'm the realist. The realist Misc content. No editing out mistakes. Except for when it's really bad. Like, if I fumble some shit really hard, I'm doing a take 2. And that only happens once in a while. That's a very rare occasion. I've only done that a few times. If it's really bad, no. If it's not even fumbling, if it's just me being an idiot, I'll re-record a whole fucking video. Euler says, I mean, we all knew this was going to happen. That makes sense because Ogi feared Toji. She isn't Walmart Toji, she's Maki, who is as powerful as Toji. Yeah, the reason she gets compared to Toji all the time is because he's really the only other guy in the verse who you can compare her to. Let's hop on the stream, VC. Just so I'm not sitting here forever with people potentially waiting. There we go. Commentator said Japanese are just super nationalistic and collectivist. Yes, that too. Very nationalistic as far as I can tell. Det says, I reread Hidden Inventory and found out some interesting stuff about Toji. Please do share. Ting says, my boy is going to join your live. Really? Who's your boy? You? I don't know. Omar says, Maki didn't get healed. She got cut by fire, so the wound cauterized anyway. Yeah, I guess. But, like, it looked like her stomach wasn't even cut open. Like, the shirt wasn't cut open. Her guts, like, you could see her fucking intestines coming out. I think that's just a minor continuity issue. Hello, Det.
You know what's funny, Myth?
What?
Is that, someone said that creation doesn't work to make organic matter, but there's nothing saying that creation, you can, like, absorb all of someone's cursed energy. There's no one... That's basically what Mai did. She took all Maki's cursed energy. Creation can't do that either. So, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it's that important. Commissar said, honestly, I think his assistant deserves a chance. He said he'll do his best, and Miura directly trusted him in case something happened to him. Yeah, so it's fine. Skin is now rambling about taking the cursed energy ass pull. Twins are one. The twins are one thing makes sense. It makes sense based on the way the soul works in the Jujutsu world. That they're one soul inhabiting two bodies. So, one is basically taking half the stuff from the other. They both prevent each other from being complete. So when you get rid of one, the other one will become whole, I guess. Whatever, it's not like a big issue. I really don't have a problem with it. It made sense to me when I read it.
Yo, you know, that kind of makes me think of what would happen if Mahito touched Maki.
Well, she still has a soul, so like, oh yeah, I was wondering that. Would it affect both her and Mai? Maybe.
That was like Mai's chilling in her room and he gets contorted.
Yeah, oh Jesus. King said, do you ever think she's gonna be badass again? Maki? Again? She's badass right now. Did you read the end of the chapter?
What?
Olade said, why are people dumb? I don't know. Some people are just not very smart. Marco says, I feel like people who have a problem with the JJK chapter don't understand the story. I get that impression occasionally. I occasionally get that impression with the way some people respond to chapters. It's, you guys aren't reading. This man is not reading. Some people just, like I was talking in the Discord server, this was in regards to something else, not to JJK, but I was like, you guys have like a fucking kindergartner's reading comprehension level. Not you guys in the chat. I respect all of you.
You know what's crazy is the reason I don't think Maki's is on Toji's level is because sure he had like heavenly restriction and she has it now, but people forget that Toji had like a complete arsenal of like cursed tools.
And that's what Maki was here for. And since apparently the next chapter it's still focusing on Maki fighting the Zenin, maybe she's gonna go get the rest of the cursed tools. So then you're going to have, it'll be the same. Except she won't have like a worm carrying it, presumably.
You know what's crazy about that worm? Is
what?
That Geto couldn't absorb it. And I'm like, why couldn't he? And it's because even though like he's weaker, if you have like a master-servant relationship with your curse, it means that curse manipulation doesn't work on it.
Oh, I thought that's because it spit out the inverted spear of heaven when he tried to absorb it.
Nah, because that's explained. Like that's why Geto can't just like suck Rika out of Yuta because it's a master-servant relationship. So
I'd never really caught on to that.
They're
Nice.
already some Pokemon, basically.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So man.
Felt literally nothing when Mai died. I was just kind of like, yeah, I didn't really feel bad for Mai either, but that's because I never really cared for her that much. I mostly was interested in how it would affect Maki.
I didn't really care when Yaga or Mai died, to be honest. I didn't care when Junpei died. Only one I cared about was Toji. So sad.
You didn't care about Nanami?
Oh shit, I forgot about Nanami. Yeah, I did, but I thought it was. But I liked Mahito, so I was hyped for Mahito. Like I was hyped for I was more hyped about the fight than Nanami dying. But like, yeah, I did like Nanami though.
Olade said people don't read. Yeah, I get that impression sometimes. He said again, you don't have to feel anything. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you're not really meant to. Sometimes it's just meant to fulfill like a role in the plot.
Oh yeah, I love when
I understand sometimes people have issues with plot device stuff happening, but like sometimes something's just a plot device. You occasionally need those.
Yeah, compared to like JJK and other manga, JJK is not too crazy with its plot holes. Almost everything's explained. You know that chain that Toji was using it's explained that chain is infinite. Like it can just increase in length infinitely.
Where did they say that?
Bro, I was reading the Viz translations or whatever. The Viz, I've been reading my stuff off this website, and it literally says like this chain can like infinitely extend the length as long as you don't see the other end of it.
Go fucking find that for me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, Toji's broken. I didn't get like what?
Go find that. Go find that right now. I want to see it.
I'm looking for it right now. Hold on. What's the chapter? Hidden Inventory chapter 71.
Sonyagram asks, how far are you in Toriko? Let me check the last chapter I read. I believe it was 145. Toriko. Yep, 145. Pretty entertaining. Toriko is a very fun series.
But they like explained the reason that the reason that Mai died, right? They don't understand it. I think it's like a cursed tool. But basically Mai just made that because even though you have heavenly restriction, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't damage them. Like you can tank a curse, but you still can't damage them. So you need a cursed tool in order to kill them.
Yeah.
So like that's what people think like it's a special sword. I don't think it's special. And it doesn't look like Toji's sword.
It could be. I imagine if it was made purely out of cursed energy.
Because he literally says she can't make complex things. I think a cursed tool is pretty complex.
Not necessarily. Like if it's just imbued with cursed energy, it's a cursed tool.
Oh yeah, a basic one. Yeah, that's
like I would assume the bullets that Mai made were imbued with cursed energy.
Yeah,
it's literally made out of it.
Yeah, I don't think it has like a technique though. Is what I'm saying. Hold on, I'm looking at it right now. It's just crazy. I didn't even care about this chain, but I'm like, wait, what? Hold on, look at this.
Omar said, honestly, I prefer Gege give side characters a meaningful death rather than let them fade into obscurity like in Naruto. Yeah, I prefer, like, if Gege doesn't have a plan for a side character, get rid of him. Like, why have him stick around and not do anything?
Yeah, Gekuganshi.
And not necessarily kill them, just, like, end their story and have them leave.
Yeah, look at Miscellaneous, bro.
Alright, well, you could have just posted it in JJK.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that would be the more... That's literally... Holy shit. Cursed tool chain of 1,000 miles. A mysterious chain that can keep extending as long as you don't see... You don't let the end be seen. Holy shit. That's amazing.
That nigga, he has infinite range, bro.
That's incredible.
Yeah, bro. Toji's freaking crazy.
His arsenal's pretty crazy. I imagine he stole, like, almost all of that shit from the Zenin clan.
Yeah, but that means that Maki might be able to have all these things, though. So I'm pretty sure that they got taken back. I hope that they explain the sword he used against Geto's dragon.
Maybe it was just really strong, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see, let's find an interesting thing. Oh yeah! Marcos brings up it could have been a binding vow she used to get rid of her cursed energy. Yeah. Though if it was, that was probably only possible because they shared a soul.
I honestly think like Maki's special grade now, because I think Toji is.
Well, because in the the Q&A, someone asked like if he was given a ranking, if he was given a grade, would Toji be special grade? And Gege's like, well, they wouldn't give him a grade because he's not technically a sorcerer. And I'm like, okay, all right, Gege.
You know what he meant though. It's like, yes, he would be, bro. Come on now, because like if you think about it, we don't know what extent like how fast he is or how like durable he is, because he tanked red basically.
I thought he partially blocked it.
He tanked it, bro. Like it shot him across the thing, which means his body's durable. Let's say I block
yeah. We know that with heavenly restriction, you become a lot more durable. Like just all your physical stats are amped to shit.
Yeah, but we didn't get to see what extent his durability is because what's it called? Gojo hit him with the like ability that doesn't even like just bypasses durability and just
purple just deletes you.
Yeah. So like I would argue that Yuji would have won that if not for purple, bro. He would have beat Gojo if not for purple. Maybe if that Gojo at least, because he didn't have domain expansion or anything. Because he was he tanked that, bro. Like what's it called? I don't even think he tanked. Bro. I don't even think did Jogo tank that? I don't think Jogo tanked it.
Jogo got blown away by it.
Yeah, he got destroyed.
But even then, Jogo's a cursed spirit, so he can just regenerate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So does that mean that Maki can tank Gojo's red? I don't think so. I don't know.
Maybe? I don't know. I assume it's a lot stronger now than it was.
I just know that next chapter it better not be a wipe like Ogi. I didn't really care about Ogi.
Yeah, because it seems like Maki's gonna be fighting everyone next chapter.
Bro, I literally made a TikTok, right? I'm like, yo, the Zenin clan is screwed.
They're
They're all
fucked.
dead. The only one I think that might not be dead is her mother. She might not try to murder her mother.
Okay, Marcos brings up a good point that Mai was said, I'm going to take all of our cursed energy in exchange for you doing something else. So it could be a vow.
Oh yeah, I think the binding vow is that she has to destroy the Zenin clan. I think that's what it is.
Senator Grom says, seen the Toriko animated censorship the shit out of one of my favorite fights in the series. I have heard Toriko anime is terrible. I've never heard why, just that it's fucking bad. So
No.
I'm never even going to touch it.
Yeah, miss, do not touch that. Do not touch it. Please, for the love of God, if you like Toriko from reading it, don't touch it. Don't even look
Alright.
at it.
Don't even look at it.
Don't even look at it. It's bad. King of Lightning it's one of his favorite. Toriko is one of his favorite manga, and he says it's the worst anime he's ever watched.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh yeah. He made a whole video about that years ago. It was just brutal. And then I decided, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this an actual go, and it's bad. It's just really bad.
I never once thought of watching that anime. It's not looking appealing to me.
The manga's pretty good. The manga's pretty entertaining. It's like
But
JoJo, but with food. Or no, I think someone said it's like Fist of the North Star, where it's all about food.
That's all it is. It's taking food seriously. But then again, like a lot of people make fun of that, but at the same time, it's like, look at what we're reading right now. Like everything is ridiculous. Look at all these sports mangas taken to the ridiculous levels, from anime logic. Look at all the,
Have y'all read Blue Lock? That manga is crazy.
No, but JP keeps recommending it. And I know Clover likes it. I don't know if she's read it recently, but I know she's read part of it before and she liked it.
Okay.
But she also thought it was kind of weird, so I don't know exactly what she meant by that.
I watched your video, Griever, on Maki, or the Maki chapter. Hello? I was telling Griever I watched his video on the Maki chapter, and I believe, when she said that this was going to kill me, I think she was talking about the sword. I don't know if it was about the innate domain.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I found that out sort of later, because once again, see, the thing with me is, when I do a review, I don't reread the chapter. I don't talk to anybody beforehand. I read the chapter and I think what I think, and then I go into it. And that's why I always say when I'm confused about something, even in a review, I say, well, the comment section will let me know, and then they do. So because I thought that the sword was the same sword that she got before when she first entered the thing. I didn't realize it was different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that didn't even click for me.
I looked at the thing, right, and I was like, I don't think this is Toji's sword. It looks different. Because I remember it was all furry. Those look like tassels or whatever on this.
Yeah, it's literally the same sword. We're laying it on a little thick.
No, I don't think it's the same sword.
No, I mean, it's not the same, but it looks the same.
I can see what they're doing with the dual, with you know what I mean? They both look the same, the little hints,
I will say, although Toji became free in that he didn't care about the Zenin clan anymore, when he left, for the most part, he was like, fuck this place, I'm out of here. And Maki, until now, couldn't leave. Even though she left, she was still focused on, coming back to take over. So she wasn't free from them, But I think overall, Maki as like a person, in terms of like her mental fortitude and her willpower, is a much stronger person than Toji.
I think the difference between Maki and Toji was Toji hated every sorcerer. Like it wasn't just the Zenin clan. Like he hated everyone. Maki doesn't really hate every sorcerer. She only hates like the higher ups. She doesn't hate like Nobara or any of them. But Toji despised them. Like, he didn't say anything about the Zenin clan. He was like, "You sorcerers think you're so much better. How does it feel losing to
And
a
that's
monkey?"
because of the Zenin clan. Because that's what they were like. And
Yeah,
they're like
yeah.
they're the epitome of that.
I feel like he like gained a hatred from all sorcerers because of the Zenin clan.
Yeah, remember guys, all of these Zenin family members are so fucking terrible because they were raised in the Zenin clan. And growing up in a terrible environment will inspire you to be a terrible person most of the time without outside intervention.
Wait, do you think it's gonna be a 2v1 versus Maki, like Naoya and Junichi?
I think it'll be more than just them. I think you're gonna have a bunch of people coming out. A lot of them are just gonna be fodder, but you're gonna have like she's gonna be fighting a bunch of people.
Bro, I could just imagine she's gonna blaze through them like the Shikigami with Dagon. It's gonna be another duality thing, right?
I want to see what Junichi's thing is.
Yeah, me too.
Now that we've seen Ogi had something separate from Naobito and Naoya, I want to see what Junichi's deal is.
Because Junichi's Naobito's son.
No,
So-
I think he's his nephew. Well, assuming that our headcanon is correct and he's Toji's brother, then he would be Naobito's nephew, because Toji was the son of Naobito's older brother.
Oh, okay.
And if Naobito was, 72? His older brother, if we haven't seen him, he's probably fucking dead. So I imagine Junichi was Naobito's nephew.
But I'm thinking about it, right? And imagine Naoya with his FPS is not gonna be any joke is no joke for Maki.
No, actually, Naoya is probably the only person that can fight Maki right now. I imagine you're gonna have like a team effort to try and fight Maki, where now Naoya is gonna be the one who's like trying to freeze her within the frames, and Junichi's gonna be the one trying to do the big power attacks. I've already started imagining it in my head. It would kind of just be like when they started fighting Dagon, where Naobito kept trapping him, and you'd just have like Nanami come in and smack him around. It'll be like that. And like that, it's not going to do much. Like, I imagine Maki's going to get hit by like a big attack and get blown to the other side of the room, and she's going to get up and they're going to be like, that did not do very much.
I can just imagine like Naoya speed blitzing Maki. He just stands there. He freeze frames him. Junichi punches her, flings her across the wall, and his hand is just completely mangled. He's like, "What?"
I don't know. I don't think his hand will be mangled, but she'll get up and it'll be like, "Oh, I'm a little bruised. Oh shit."
And then she just goes on and just completely manhandles Junichi.
What was I thinking of? No. With the next chapter, we're gonna have to bring back the meme for Naoya, where I'm guaranteed to win because my speed is superior.
I think Naoya's gonna run away. To be honest,
One of Tokyo's best edits.
I can see Naoya running away from her, bro.
Yeah, maybe. I still think. I was thinking Naoya would be around for a bit, but who knows? Maybe he still will be. Like, he'll try to kill Megumi. But I don't know if that's gonna matter very much soon.
I feel like they've been setting up Naoya as like Maki's foil because of the way he's speaking to her and shit.
The way he reads the "Why Women Deserve Less" book.
Yeah, he's like downplaying women, and then Maki comes.
Naoya is so funny. So fucking funny. Like, it's so over the top. Like, he just walks into the room and he's like, "God, I hate women." It's really funny. You there, Griever? I just noticed you haven't spoken in a bit. I don't know if you're having.
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. I wanted to make sure. Because sometimes when I'm on VCs, people will, like, they'll be trying to talk, but we won't hear them, and we'll have no idea. So I now have a habit of checking in.
And no, I've just been thinking actually about, because a lot of people, of course, are hyping up Maki right now, and like, oh, this is her power up and everything. But I'm curious about the logistics of it. Clearly, she was heavily restricted, but heavenly restriction, like, was it only half because of the soul thing?
Presumably, I guess that would be
Yeah.
how it worked.
Like because Mai had the cursed energy, but she wasn't heavenly restricted.
Yeah.
But
Maki had-
Maki was. But now that the soul has become one sort of idea, and we see the power boost clearly in the last panel, of course, just cutting the head right off, like no problem. Speed blitzing completely. So I'm under the impression that maybe the same heavenly restriction that was placed on Toji before, it was placed on Maki, but it was only half as strong
Yeah.
because it was only half the trade-off, half the soul. Now that it's back, that's why we see the parallel that OG saw and was like, oh shit, and it's like I gotta end this right now, because now he sort of could sense the exact same presence or aura because it was the same. And we don't know how the heavenly restriction is actually applied. We just know it happens.
Yeah, I'm very interested. I've been interested in a while finding out how and why binding vows and heavenly restrictions work. Like what sort of higher power dictates this stuff?
And if it's the Zenin clan doing it, like I assume it's in-house, like the Zenin clan chose to do that to both these members. Why would they make that decision? If they look down on it so bad, why do they? You know what I mean?
I don't think. I think the
do it?
idea with the name Heavenly Restrictions is that it's something that comes from the heavens. So like you're graced with it, which is, well, I think when Mekamaru was born, like his parents thought he was dead. Like they thought he died. So that wasn't something that they put on him themselves. That seems to just be something that you're born with. Though it is interesting that the Zenin clan got it like twice within like 30 years of each other. Not even, probably like within
Not
20
even.
years of each other.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that whenever someone loses, they get a power amp. Like when Gojo lost, power amp. Maki lost, power amp.
Well,
You-
that's proper scaling in a manga, though.
That's anime for you.
Yeah.
They explain it though, like because of cursed energy, like the fear of dying and the dread or whatever, or like the more misfortune that comes on you, the more cursed energy you get. Like Mekamaru literally can't walk. He can't go outside. Like and shit. Like he basically like he's just like his life is terrible because he goes through so much pain and like agony and like depression, and he's always like sad. He has so much cursed energy.
That's the trade-off. But I mean, that happens. That system, and I actually really enjoy it because it's the same in One Piece with hockey. They're like, you can do all the training you want in the world, but it's during a fight that hockey can like it's like training is linear growth. The way they explain it in One Piece and Dragon Ball Z, I really enjoy, because in both of those series they explain like, yeah, safely training every experience, but when you're told with a fight to the death, you're gaining exponential growth, and it's just a different system. And JJK does it with cursed energy. Dragon Ball does it with fighting and ki. One Piece does it with hockey. All series do it, but I love how well, because that can make or break a series when it is linear progression for both training and life and death. The ones that use the exponential growth curve for these things, I find that their series are much more solid in the power system.
Alright, let's see if there are any good comments here. Someone's doing some pretty good roasting in the chat. It's pretty funny.
Ooh, gotta love a good roast.
Skin says she's low special grade. She's not touching all the other special grades like Yuta, Kenjaku. She's certainly not touching Gojo or Sukuna. Yeah, we still need to see what's up with Yuki, what the deal is, but we're gonna get that in a while. I have a feeling this Kenjaku fight's gonna be a little ways off. We're gonna go through all the other stuff before we get to that.
True, but
unpopular.
Yaga's a special grade too, though. Remember?
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Yuki is special grade just because of sheer broken hacks shit, or if she's special grade because of potential. But considering she has a Shikigami, like the thing that she can just summon at command, I have a feeling it's probably more in the range of just being kind of broken. But we'll see. Maybe it's a mix of both. where it's
I
like
think it's one of
fairly
those things,
strong
like-
under most circumstances, but under the ideal circumstances, like barely anyone is beating it.
I think it might be one of those things, sort of like Bleach. It's not necessarily all the strongest are considered for the Royal Guard. They're not necessarily all the strongest fighters. It's their also their mind counts for something. What they can do, what they can create. Their knowledge is dangerous.
Yeah, it
So
would
that's
be.
what-
It would be. Well, considering the grading is mostly a power thing.
Yes,
Or
I
a
can't
potential thing. Power. In the case of special grades, it's literally. It seems to just be in the case of special grade. It's because you're a fucking anomaly. The rules for how jujutsu is supposed to work don't apply to you, so you're special grade.
Yeah, even all the way down, as we know, all the way down to a week less than one Sukuna finger's work, all the way up to Sukuna himself.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
it's
mean,
sorta like-
mostly in regards to sorcerers, that seems to be how
Yeah.
it works.
True.
I think I think with the curses, it's just like how like like how powerful your curse energy is and stuff, like intelligence wise and stuff like that.
I
Like,
think
if
I
you-
saw someone suggest in one of the last streams that the reasoning that the entry level special grade curse is so low is because the grading system is meant to reduce casualties, which is like that's fine, but if that's the case, they should have been a little more upfront about that.
Yeah, I think you and I talked about that in one of my streams when we were. Yeah, it was in the Shibuya arc when I was doing the live streams, and we were talking about that's my biggest problem with it. Not that they're calling things special grades and all that stuff, is that they didn't come out and say it. No matter how much, not necessarily headcanon, but no matter how much backtracking or reasoning people make for it, at the end of the day, the manga made it confusing and didn't state it accordingly. And that was one just little nitpick that sort of warps your perspective when you're reading the manga, I think, because people use special grade for power ranking. Stop using sakes, it doesn't count for anything.
Mr. King,
What-
special grade 1 is not special grade. It's literally just an honorary title for grade 1s. It actually kind of makes sense in hindsight, because in the Dagon fight, now Vito refers to himself as just a grade 1. Like, he says, oh, not even 2 grade 1s are enough to deal with you. Like, what a troublesome time we live in. So he refers to himself as basically just being a grade 1, and the special part is just an honorary thing because of his position.
An honorary title, yeah. Which that one I was okay with, but it was the.
I'm
it was just the
glad
whole-
that was specified. Now I don't have an issue with it.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was someone and I was like, cause I made a TikTok, right? I was like, Maki beats Naoya, but he's like, someone's like, no, Naoya's a special grade 1. He's up there with Gojo, and I'm like, what? No, what? I'm like, okay, whatever, buddy. But you know, that reminds me, Gary, when you said something about special grade, I feel like that was on purpose, because you know, it had us expect like an expectation for us. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this dude's a special grade. He must be like one of the strongest. It's like, nah, what's it called? Because you got Sukuna over here. So it just proves that special grade rankings don't matter. You got to go by like Sukuna's fingers for rankings. I feel like that's more accurate.
That's a
Sukuna
weird
finger-
ass power ranking system.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's actually much more accurate though. It's
Yeah,
far
it
more
is.
accurate
Like
than-
Jogo
just-
being like maybe 8 or 9 Sukuna's fingers. It's like, yeah, I guess. I would
And,
see that.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that threw me. Remember, that's why I was mad about that fight, because I was like, this guy has been at the beginning of the series and being treated like fodder, and it's just like, but then all of a sudden he's so strong. But that's because we weren't focusing on the Sukuna finger aspect. We were focusing more on the ranking aspect.
Yeah.
And we saw what special grades were, and they're all over the damn map. That's why I don't like when people use the special grade thing in terms of power scale. And like, oh, Maki's got to be special grade. Well, she's not. She's got no cursed energy. So no, she's not special grade. Like, you know, like,
Tell that to the Zenin clan, bro. They're about to find out.
yeah, I suppose.
Yo, I can't wait. I can't wait for her to get her arsenal of cursed tools.
Oh
'Cause
god,
cursed
it'll be so fucking cool if she actually does that.
I just realized, you know how we talk about we didn't see any cursed tools, bro? Now that I think about it, we have, because that chain technically is a cursed tool. It's like,
I wonder what they did. Well, no, because Geto had those in the curse when he stole it. So I wonder what happened with that after Volume 0.
I think Geto still has that little thing, that little creature, because he had it in Volume 0, and when he died, I don't think it disappeared.
Didn't he put all of his curses into Uzumaki, though?
No, he didn't put all of them.
Oh, I thought he did.
He put some of them, but I don't think that little tiny curse counts.
I
would
mean,
put
it's
that-
still a curse, so it would
Yeah,
count.
but why
Hold
would
on,
the-
actually, let me go check, because I think he said I'll use all the curses I have on me right now.
But all the stuff that's inside that cursed spirit, bro, like, what's gonna happen to it, man? There's no way.
I don't
he
know, would it
used
just get deleted or something?
Yeah, there's no way he used it, bro. Let's use our logic, because that means because if you think about it, Playful Cloud was inside of that curse. Remember?
Yeah, well, he had it out. I don't remember if he put it away, so maybe he lost it, and then...
Did it just disperse, maybe?
Maybe.
Like,
Yeah, he takes it out,
I better
whatever
see that
happens to it. Let's find out.
word. I better see it again, bro. I don't want it to be gone. I like it.
What, Playful Cloud?
No, the worm curse spirit.
Oh, I
That
have
thing
no
is-
idea. Let's see, when does he lose it?
You can pull a
I'm
whole
looking
AK-47.
through the last part of Volume 0 right now. Yeah, it looks like he drops it at some point after getting punched in the face by Yuta.
But they also have the chain inside there. They have. I'm pretty sure the Invertus. No wait, Gojo has that. The chain. Maybe they do have the chain. Never mind. I don't care if it's gone.
I'm very interested by the fact that in Volume 0 they introduced the idea of 16 special grade imaginary vengeful spirits. And that was never brought up again after Volume 0.
Yeah, we've only seen that one that he talked about in Sukuna. I think Sukuna is one of the imaginary spirits, vengeful spirits, right?
No, I don't think necessarily. I think that's
Yeah,
separate from what Sukuna did. Yeah, what are you doing here?
Oh yeah, and then there's Yuta's fucking. There's Yuta's predecessor or whatever. That's apparently a cursed spirit that he derived. That he descends from. Remember?
I'll combine the 4,461 curses in my possession into one and hit you with it. Yeah, so it was all of them.
Yeah, but he has over 1,000 curses.
Yeah, over 4,400, and he said you combine all of them to hit Yuta.
Yeah, he said.
And then
I
Rika
think
was
all
like, "Get
four."
that shit out of here. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, because that didn't matter. There's another one. Is that we still don't know, but I don't know why. The Rika thing is bothering me.
We're gonna find out. Whenever we get back to Yuta, I bet that's when we're gonna get our explanation for it.
We definitely need it because I'm still holding out hope that, as I said before, because it was the friend. Like, this is once again part of the personal connection thing that I really like about Yuta's story and his character. But I think that he simply called Rika back, and now they're finally working together like it should have been done before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of like if Sukuna turned good. It's not going to happen, but let's assume he went through a character arc and he turned into a good guy. Asta with his demon, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the way that I'm taking it right now. Is that this is the real Rika? So many people are saying no, it's not, and I'm like, Yuta didn't go crazy. He didn't. Oh yeah, I can't like it just doesn't make sense if it's not the real Rika. So, and she looks different because she's there now. It's not a curse necessarily. It's more like a blessing. So if you want to look at it that way, because they're working together in tandem, it's not a horrible thing anymore. That's the way I'm looking at it, anyways.
Oh, by the way, guys, this is my first stream with the new YouTube persona. Say hello.
If you think about it though, it could be because it's been shown that curses evolve. She could have been a cursed boom in Volume 0 and just evolved from her.
Maybe,
original.
but at the end, it's explicit. It's like a thing where it's oh, Rika is free now. She's gone away.
She's free.
Okay.
She's not bound there anymore. Now she chooses to be there.
Yeah, that's what I think it probably is.
That's the way I think.
Sun Eater Grom says the Toriko anime removes all the blood, and guess what they replace it with? It's cum, isn't it? It's just all cum, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's
and
fucking fantastic.
They take some moments. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you've met Terry, right?
The wolf,
Yeah.
The wolf.
Wolf.
Okay, you know that moment with when he first met Terry and everything, and the mother and all that stuff. That was a sad moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God,
that
what did
was-
they do?
They had an opportunity there to make that it's supposed to be a sad moment, and when you have a sad moment in manga and you add a good OST, now it's
when it hits.
okay, I'm not crying, you're crying, sort of thing. somehow it's the most emotionless. Not like they take away part of the scene, like, and the build up to it, and all the like Toriko going up and saying, "I'm sorry," like your mom's gone and all this stuff. Like it's supposed to be a Bambi's mom is dead moment, and they just chop it up to pieces, and they play a happy tune.
Jesus Christ!
Stupid.
Oh,
Damn,
it's
Joey.
terrible. Like, and not like a triumphant, okay,
Okay,
Terry's
fine.
overcoming, but you know what I mean. But an actual like we're going off. We're watching PBS. This is a Bob the Builder show, and I'm like, oh, it was awful. It was so, that's why I don't watch it. That one scene just ruined me.
You know what's funny
Christ.
is there's this. So what I'm interested in, right, is I want to see Hikari, Maki, and Sukuna. I don't really care, but I heard this theory about Megumi, right? That one of his cursed spirits has the ability to resurrect the dead. But it's like, so basically, it's not a spoiler because remember,
It's theory.
King, you should probably calm down a little bit here.
this is theory.
You're allowed to say anything you want until I say you're not allowed to say it. With my powers as am I the admin? I'm the owner, but also we have moderators. So calm the fuck down, or you're gonna get muted.
It's just a theory.
Oh right, yeah, we're like an hour and a half into the stream. I should probably talk about the boxer now. So, this week, last week, I decided, you know what? For the Patreon series, I'm not really feeling Omniscient Reader that much. Like, it's a good series and all. But when it comes time to make the videos, I'm just not really feeling the vibe. I'm not really feeling the passion. And when you're not feeling the passion for a video, it comes out pretty half-assed. And if you guys are going to be fucking paying me for the videos on the Patreon, I don't want to give you guys half-assed stuff. So, I did a poll. I gave you guys some webtoons that I'm fairly interested in, and I know some other people are fairly interested in. And one of them was a webtoon called The Boxer that I've heard quite a bit of good things about, quite a bit of praise, some hype. So that one won the poll by like fucking 48%, I think. Almost half. Almost a majority of you voted for it. So I'm like, alright, well shit. I mean, I'm gonna read all of them, because if I end up not caring for The Boxer, I'm gonna do one of the other ones. But I read that first, because it was on Webtoon, and it was one of the shorter ones. So I read through that a few days ago. I finished it. And, I understand why you guys voted for it. It's really, really fucking good. So I had initially thought it was just gonna be like hype battle manga shit. But boy did they surprise me, because there is actually quite a bit of emotional investment in that, and quite a lot of messaging in their, quite a lot of messaging in all of the fights. There's always a good lesson to be learned from them. And I found a lot of the stuff quite compelling, almost tear-jerking. I think there were a few points where I actually got kind of emotional. And out of only 70 chapters of a webtoon, pretty fucking good. King, if you keep being pretentious to Olade, I'm gonna mute you. You gotta calm down.
Like 70 as a webtoon is like half the chapters, right? Because it's like stretched out.
70?
Have you read Boxer? Because I've been trying to I can't find any new chapters.
Oh, it's just on Webtoon.
Yeah, I've been looking on there and
Just look up The Boxer. That's just what it's called.
yeah, I mean I read it, but to the point where I've read it, I couldn't find any new chapters.
Oh, I think they update every Tuesday night? Yeah, it seems like every Tuesday night they update. But yeah, it's kind of got the Kengan thing going on, where it's like hype fights and shit, but the characters are all fairly fleshed out. What they do, it's kind of almost the formula. I say almost the formula because they actually break it up a bit. Where like they introduced the villain for the arc, and you're like, damn, this dude's a fucking asshole. This guy's kind of a piece of shit. And then you get their backstory, and you're like, oh, well, that's actually kind of understandable, I guess.
It's like It's sort of like Castlevania with Dracula. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what? He had every right to do that. He just said, "Don't touch my wife," and they did.
Yeah, he's
So-
pretty angry at
He's like, yeah, I'm just genocide all you. Bro, what I'm saying, is it like King and Ashura or King and Omega? That's
It's like King and Ashura. Well,
Friendly.
actually, in regards to the story, it's kind of more like Ashura, but in regards to what happens, it's more like Omega. Because the deal with the boxer is that the titular boxer, the guy who's the main character technically, is one of several main characters, and after he like finishes his first arc in the story, they explain, oh, he's not like the only main character, he's actually like the final boss. That everyone else is like, holy fucking shit, this guy is so strong, everyone is trying to beat him. And it doesn't, spoiler, doesn't really work out, because the dude is a monster. He's fucking disgusting. In a power sense. The dude is untouchable, almost.
People in webtoons usually are pretty untouchable.
Yeah, but they do it in a way that's not boring, and that pretty much every arc, after a certain point, they don't focus on him. They focus on the people that he's going to be fighting, and they go through their whole backstory, their whole preparation for the fight, and then you get to the fight, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, King. I'm so sick of this fucking shit.
It's like, oh yeah, you love this dude. Like, he's really cool, you know. He's done a lot to get here, but he's about to get his ass handed to him real quick.
I'm so glad that I'm sitting here on the porch with my headphones in, so I'm not seeing all this chat shit that poor Misc is dealing with right now. I feel bad for him.
Anyway, I don't like this kind of shit in my comments. Keep this energy out of here.
There was someone in there talking about Kawaki, bro, and they're just like, chill.
It's like, we don't care. We don't give a fuck.
Like, yeah, the animation was good, like, cool, but like, it's still a doo-doo. I mean, I won't say it's, you know,
All
it's
right,
not my
let's calm down. Let's not inflame anymore.
Yeah,
In the comments.
We're the warrior.
But yeah. So then basically after a certain point, the focus is mostly put on everyone but him. But then when they actually go back to the main character, it's actually like, oh, we're actually like putting effort into fleshing him out and stuff. Thank fucking God. And they actually do a pretty good job. And they there's some actual pretty decent plot twists. They kind of throw you for a loop every once in a while. And I'm like, God damn, this is pretty well written. I have to say, I'm kind of shocked. I did not expect much of anything from this webtoon based on my experience with other webtoons not really having much in the plot department.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
yeah,
I don't read a single action or adventure webtoon, unlike manga. Like, I don't read any battle ones. I read all my romance ones because I'm a huge sucker for that stuff.
Yeah.
But the reason being is that webtoon romance is done very well, I find, while the action or the shonen battle one, they might be a dime a dozen, but it seems like you got to go through a lot of garbage before you can find something good.
Fortunately, thanks to the modern age and YouTubers that follow that stuff, it's become much easier to find actual good webtoons.
That's true too.
So if you're going to read an action webtoon, Griever, I'd highly recommend you read The Boxer. It's very good. And
I'd like to try it because I tried Tower of God and I tried Solo Leveling and I tried what's that other one? God of High School. And I just not that any of them were necessarily bad. I didn't get far enough. I just dropped them. I was like bored.
Solo Leveling, the first, like the intro part, worst part of the series, to be honest, because it's kind of boring.
See, I don't even know if I got past that first introduction.
But when you get past the intro part, that's when the hype starts. That's when the main character starts doing the titular solo leveling, and you get into some really cool shit.
The only webtoon I've read is Burning Effect. That has pretty good action, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I need to check that one out. Oh yeah, Alade, I think someone else brought it up. Danger Stranger, I think, brought up. Read Dandadan. I think I read the first chapter.
Yeah,
I need to read the other chapters that come out. That is one of the most fucking insane things I've ever read. And like I read through the first chapter, and multiple times I was like yelling out loud, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah. You posted that in the other series channel. It was very funny.
Yeah, but in a good, entertaining way, not a confusing way. It's just like this shit is so ridiculous. Oh, now my cats are making a fucking ruckus. Well,
It's definitely interesting, but some parts were not so nice, like the aliens
Oh, we
going
talked about.
at the female MC. I didn't really like that. It's
I made a TikTok about that crap too. It was pretty funny.
strange thing.
Oh yeah, I like the idea, but it's a lot of fan service. If you know what I mean.
No, fan service isn't bad per se.
Yeah,
Just
but
the disgusting kind of one.
They're-
goddamn
crossing the line.
aliens doing fucked up alien stuff.
they're really threading the line between fan service and hentai. To be honest.
Well, they do it a bit, but not too much.
Nah, not.
It was
really
mostly
hentai.
for a yuck. This is gross.
Wait,
Yeah,
it's-
see,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna do fan service and you're gonna go over the top with it, do it like fairy tale style, man. Like,
What?
like give me constant, nice, clean, dirty fan service.
Yeah, not really. I wouldn't say Fairy Tail has nice fan service.
Yeah, what the heck? It's nice, clean day. I think JJK has the best. But, Maki in them arms. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
subtle fan
Yeah, definitely.
service.
Man,
Yeah.
her arms are more toned than mine, for God's sake.
I know. I think I noticed
Now
that in
that's
not this week's chapter, but the chapter before. I was like, holy shit, her arms are huge.
So you can put me in a
Beautiful.
chokehold time, bro. I'm telling you.
I want fan art. More fan art.
Listen, the Twitter timeline has been all fan art. It's tremendous. It's fantastic.
Yeah, wait, but not all fan art is good. Just look at the Record of Ragnarok stuff. with Shimon and Buddha.
Well,
like,
for the most of the fan art on my
Well,
timeline has been good.
most
Well,
of it. But
depends
there's
Listen,
always-
that's
you know,
just
everyone
Holly
has different
trying to
tastes,
traumatize
you
you.
Everyone has different tastes.
I had to leave food and cooking for a day, man. I just couldn't take it anymore. Like,
I don't think we've had anything too terrible today, at least. I don't know. Let's find out. We've got some pasta, a mango from Koji, an orange from Koji's just showing us a bunch of fruit.
that's wholesome anyway.
A Slim Jim.
Nutritious.
Excellent. A cinnamon roll. Is this a chicken and waffle sandwich that has fucking cheese on it for some reason? I don't think you have cheese with chicken and waffles. I don't know. I've never had it before, so I can't say. But that
No,
does
I-
not sound right to me.
Chicken and waffles is apparently a big thing. Like my mom likes it and stuff, and I've had it before, but like it's not really a thing up here in Canada that most people are familiar with. I think that's more of a southern U.S. thing. Is that right?
Yeah, as far
The
as I
whole-
understand, chicken and waffles is like a southern delicacy, which I
Ah.
have somehow never had despite living in the South.
I mean, I guess I sort of get the concept. I mean, it's sort of like adding bacon. Like my wife the other night, she had a sausage on a bun, and she added 2 strips of bacon on the side. Now it's sort of like, okay, not that you can't add bacon to everything and make it better. That's just, we all know that. But it just sounded weird, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure it tastes good. I mean, what's not to like? And I mean, on a plate with eggs and hash browns, you do it for breakfast. But for some reason, having the bacon strip in a bun seemed weird to me. I was just like, no. So it's the same with the chicken and waffles. Like, I like waffles. I'm Canadian, of course I like maple syrup. And I like chicken. So, like, I don't see the problem necessarily, but it's just sort of like it sounds weird. I don't know.
Oh yeah. So anyway, the Voxer, that's gonna be the new Patreon series that's gonna be replacing Omniscient Reader this week. So if you guys are interested in checking out the Patreon, no, that's gonna be the rewards, among the new rewards for joining the $5 tier. So you should check that out if you're interested in supporting me and the channel directly. Speaking of, if you're feeling generous, you can always drop a super chat donation. How should I do this? If you guys want me to like check something out, if you want me to like check out a link to something, like read a thing that you think I would be interested in, not read like a fucking manga, but like something I can check out here on stream, you should drop it in the super chat and I'll check it out. I think
Oh, like,
that's what the big
me?
streamers do.
Yeah, a lot of them do like, a lot of the big ones that I follow, they like doing meme streams.
Yeah.
Where they just go through different Reddit forms of memes. They go through them. They laugh. They don't laugh. Whatever, you know. But yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, don't recommend that this starts reading One Piece on stream.
Oh my god.
1,000 goddamn chapters. Yeah, get it done. No problem.
The never-ending stream.
Yep.
No, read Ippo instead. It's even longer.
Yeah. What's that? 1,200 now? 1,300?
Yeah, like
Jeez.
30. I mean,
Well, that's been going on for what, like 30 years?
Yeah, Ippo's a long one.
Yeah.
I like Ippo actually.
It's
I've heard
1,200
Hajime no
fun.
Ippo is very good.
I don't like the
100,
current direction,
300.
but
yeah.
I think the
Fucking-
series should have ended, but whatever.
I mean, people say that about One Piece as well, so doesn't really.
True, but I think the difference is that the goal at the beginning of One Piece has yet to be met. I think
Yeah.
Ippo sort of went as far as since out of all sports manga, Ippo is one of the more realistic sports mangas. It's more down to earth, and we're sort of seeing that, but we're almost like we're watching a continuation or 10 years later right now in the manga, and I'm just sort of like, I'm not that interested. I'm like, ugh. Like without spoiling anything. Hopefully that's not too spoilery, but
Oh
Anyway.
yes, Neve's gotten to the climax of Chimera Ant. Excellent.
Yeah. Very based.
I gotta. You know what I gotta do? You know what the sad thing is? Hunter x Hunter is actually on Canadian Netflix, and I
It
see
is?
it
Do they have the
advertised.
whole thing?
Also in German.
I don't know if they have the whole thing because I've never clicked it. And what I should just do is sit down and watch the goddamn thing because everybody's telling me that the manga's the wrong way to do it, and I'm just sort of like, yeah.
I think
I
because
wouldn't
the anime just takes the material and just does it better. They just do a better job presenting the material.
old version is definitely better animated. Like from the general looks and music, seems like till like York New City, it's like till there it goes and it's really good. Apparently, the modern version is just it's a weekly long running series that's like sometimes it looks good,
Yeah.
but it's still better than
This is
cleaner
the
than the
old
manga.
This is the old anime.
Oh,
The
the
one that's on-
99 version or the?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't have that on American Netflix. I think.
Yeah,
No.
and he's on.
I know for the 2011 version, I think they only have up to the end of Greed Island on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
sucks. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we're going to have it up until the most famous best arc in the series.
Yeah,
But
that
see, you know
I
what?
just went over to
Poor
like,
decision on
time.
their part.
Totally
Viz
legal
needs to
time.
fucking get on that. Because I think they
I-
only
totally
had
legal
up to how
time.
many Viz has released for like the goddamn translated versions or whatever. Because I think it was the same. Did Viz stop having free episodes from Hulu on their website? Because I remember looking for episodes on Viz a while ago and I couldn't find them anymore. So I don't know if they stopped doing that, but I'm pretty sure they only had up to like the end of Greed Island. And it was the same on Netflix, so I think it's based on that. And I think it's the same for Bleach too. Actually, no, I don't think they go as far with the Bleach dub on Netflix as Viz did.
No, the Bleach dub goes up till season, I believe, 6 in Canada, but it doesn't have all the seasons because I think Bleach has 11 seasons.
Yeah, they don't finish it on there. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I found a website. It was literally just like watch Hunter x Hunter online. I'm like, this is suspiciously ad-free. I don't know. Someone's probably doxed me by now or something, but there weren't really any advertisements. There was no pop-ups or whatever, so I was like, shit, I guess we're watching it on there. So I did. And it
Yeah.
all worked out.
The
The only issue is it was only in like 360 480p, so it wasn't the nicest video quality, but it wasn't like terrible, so you could watch it.
I watched it on a website which probably has ads, but I have ad blockers, so just like you need to click 2 times. I noticed that it still has ads, but I just don't see them because I need to click 2 times to start the video. So it's just like there's something in the way.
I know that feeling. That's how I watch anything that I want to watch. Dr. Stone, Shaman King, Yashihime.
Hello, Sir
I
Tusk.
mean, Shaman King is in Netflix jail.
Yeah.
Hey Misc, Dragon says, hey Misc, don't say that about One Piece. You could check it out on stream. Don't worry, you'll finish it in about 5 years. If I try to read all of One Piece on stream, I will probably drop dead.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, Misc,
I mean,
I
you
know
can
that.
sleep on stream.
I mean, Misc, I'm gonna tell you right now. I know that the way you and I handle things and the way I do tangents is a lot different. But if I can only cover up to 12 chapters in 4 hours, there's no way you read One Piece in one stream.
Nope. Oh right, Griever. Do you want a website that you can read like all the manga on, like whatever manga you're gonna be reading? It's a pretty good one. I have a link.
Sure. I'm still subscribed to Viz, but sure, I'll take anything.
I think.
I don't know if Viz has all the chapters of this that because you know what pisses me off actually because they advertise volumes for certain things and I'm subscribed to them. I know it's only a few bucks, but they don't actually have chapters of certain series on their website. I'm like, wait a minute now. Yeah, I'm like, why do you have it?
I'm sending you the link to their thing for Berserk. I don't know if Tokyo Ghoul's on Viz. If it's on there, you can read it there. But I don't think Viz has Berserk. So Manga Life's a pretty good website for reading manga. I use it. I think Fine was the first person that sent me to it. So I've been using that. They seem to use official translations. There aren't really any ads as far as I can tell. Like even without ad blocker on my phone, I don't really get any pop-ups or anything. So it's a pretty good website.
Yeah, like certain not really pop-ups, just like their web ads at the top and bottom of the chapters, but they don't really unnoticeable.
Okay, I mean, I certainly don't mind that because I think I am going to go with Tokyo Ghoul.
Nice.
Sure. So
yeah, it's a good one.
Because I figured I'll like Tokyo Ghoul, and as I said, I think I want to watch the Hunter x Hunter anime before I keep talking about it because I think I already have One Punch Man if I want to do a hate stream.
Yeah.
If I want people to dislike me, I don't need to do a second one right now. So, not that I care, but at the same time, I'm not out here trying to piss people off.
Yeah, that's normally not a great idea.
No, so yeah. So I think I'm gonna stay away from Hunter x Hunter for now.
Sir Toss says Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re is on Viz with chapters. Excellent. Alright, so you can read it safely and officially on Viz.
Perfect, and I can promote them even though they won't promote me, bastards.
Yep. Alright, people, I've started Re. I started Tokyo Ghoul Re the other day. Seems pretty alright thus far. I've heard it falls apart at the end because Yoshida ran out of steam, basically.
Yep. What chapter?
Quite unfortunate. What chapter am I on? I think I'm on chapter 13. I haven't read too much yet.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely some people really dislike it. I think it's not as bad as some people make it out. So yeah.
Yeah. When was Tokyo Ghoul big? When did Tokyo Ghoul come out?
I think like around 2014 till 2016.
I was about to say.
Damn, that
Tokyo
wasn't that
Ghoul
long ago, actually.
It's gigantic, honestly.
Was it a monthly series, or was it like a bi-weekly
No, weekly.
series?
Weekly.
Are you
weekly.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. It's for the art, it's pretty fucking good.
How the fuck did he produce that every week?
Yeah.
Okay,
incredible.
So I've shown you a
No
spread
wonder
from
he ran out
Tokyo
of
Ghoul
food.
Griever. I don't believe for a fucking minute that was a weekly series.
It was.
I do believe it was because back then I was reading everything and that it was coming out every week.
What the fuck kind of monster is Ishida that he could produce something like that on a weekly basis? Well, I guess it caught up to him eventually.
I do believe also that like Oda does, he had quite a few breaks too. Because I remember back. What was it? Was it called Manga Stream? I forget the website that I used to.
Probably.
Yeah, and because I would always remember, it's like, oh, well, there's my Naruto, there's my Bleach, there's my Food Wars, there's my whatever, and I remember that people would get mad when Tokyo Ghoul and another series weren't coming out. They're like, another break. They were complaining, like people complaining about One Piece taking a break. Well, with the Berserk author with Kentaro, they're dying. I'm pretty sure everyone can sit down and shut the fuck up. But
Yeah,
well,
we're not
no,
fucking complaining about breaks anymore, people.
no,
You have a problem with
the-
hiatus? Shut the fuck up. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
I think Ishida did it from like 2011 till 2018, and basically that's like pretty constant stream. Like it's like 400 chapters for like 7 years. So yeah, it's pretty much constant. Like a few breaks between, but yeah, weekly.
Yeah. I just mean like a few more breaks than the average manga takes, but not. I wasn't talking like a hiatus or anything that he would take. But
Yeah.
I do remember people always being like, "Oh, another break for Tokyo Ghoul," in the same stretch of people used to complain about One Piece. Because One Piece, basically, when people finally realize that One Piece is released 3 times a month, not 4, get over it. He takes
Oh,
a
so it's
break
like Kaiju
every
number
month.
8 for the most part.
Yeah, so like there's always a break every month. Get over it.
Like, just let the guy take a fucking break. Holy shit.
Yeah, and we're not getting 52 chapters a year. We're getting more like 44 or 40. Like, whatever. Who cares? It's still One Piece. Like I'd rather Oda stay in good health and get this shit like done the way he wants than have to rush something because he thinks he's gonna die of a stroke. You know.
Dangerous Stranger says you probably already know about it, but Tokyo Revengers, Kaiju number 8, and Blue Lock. I heard he cover Kaiju number 8. It's one of the less viewed series on the channel. I've heard Tokyo Revengers is very good, and I've heard Blue Lock is weird, but JP keeps asking me to read it. Or no, JP asks like every month or two, has anyone here read Blue Lock? And then Clover's like, oh my god, yes I have read it, and I'm like, I have heard of Blue Lock.
Yeah.
Olade said, how do you not get burned out with that much chapters? It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Dragon's Rage says, hey, Misc, don't say that about One Piece. You should check it out on... Oh, right, I already read that. Skin says, Misc, you should read Bastard. Was that a manga? I feel like I've heard of it, and I think I may have seen some art from it before.
It's an
Webtoon.
older.
Right?
That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
But it's also an older manga, if I remember. It's like 2 same name because just the name is Bastard.
Are you
Oh, are they talking
Confused.
the webtoon? Yeah, because it is an older manga. I know that for
Yeah.
a fact. I read
Yeah.
it, but
Skin says, Misc, you should watch Invincible. I'm already ahead of you. I read the whole fucking comic back in like November or something. Are you fucking kidding me? My cats are making noise now, even though I've given them the first half of their dinner. Fuck off! Quit being annoying.
I love when Miss yells at his cats.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
funny.
classic. It's a very, it's like you feel like home.
Don't give me that look.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like, oh, Christmas came early.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sun Underground says, have you seen the rest of Mozzarella Custard's video? Yeah, or not the rest of his videos? No, I haven't watched all of them yet. I will get around to that. Dragon's Raid says, if you die from trying to read all of One Piece in one stream, have Griever take a shot for each chapter you read so you won't be alone. Win-win scenario.
Jesus. No,
Dragon's
no,
Rage,
no.
you are crazy. You are
Even-
wildin'.
Yeah, even I could not do that.
No,
I
because it would
die
just be
of
a
alcohol
never-ending
poisoning.
stream. Like you would have fucking 7-hour breaks where I sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'd have to wake up and I'd be hungover and I'd try hair of the dog to fix it and then I'd be backed into the same problem. I'd be loaded the entire time if I don't die of alcohol poisoning first.
Sir Tusk says Tokyo Ghoul was weekly, and near the end of Ishida became very depressed, and that's why the ending is messy. I see, makes sense. Skin said, yeah, it was weekly, which is exactly why he ran out of steam. Dragon's Rage said, yeah, authors deserve breaks. Yeah, which is why it's good with his new manga that Ishida's taking on a regular schedule, which means he just does a chapter whenever he feels like it. Probably the best schedule possible.
I heard that Togashi basically, like, once again, I haven't not caught up on Hunter x Hunter, but from what I understand, when people stop getting mad at me and can actually have a conversation about it, is that basically Hunter x Hunter, the story is pretty much finished.
Yeah, like
This
he
is
finished
sort of
the main
gravy.
story.
Right. So realistically, yeah, it might be a hiatus or whatever and stuff like that. But realistically, does he have to finish this? Like,
Not
is the story
really.
incomplete? You know, then like let the guy have a break. For one thing, he's got a much better series called Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh, I mean, so like he's already done his work, and if he's not able to make chapters anymore,
Yeah, like
then,
the dude has apparently been having health problems for fucking years. Like
Oh, yeah.
way before now, the dude has been having health issues for a long time. Like for more than 20 years, the guy's been having health problems.
Well, most manga could do it, and I heard like Kubo, for example, near the end of Bleach, he basically asked. Apparently, this is unconfirmed, but he sort of asked for a hiatus. He wanted 2 months or something, or 3 months to get back on his feet, and they Shueisha wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah.
So then he had to rush the series, and you can tell that because then he goes Bankai, Bankai, Bankai ending. That's what he did.
It's a rough fucking business. I heard that when Kishimoto's dad died, they gave him like a week off.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Like you're going to give a person whose job is being an artist and a writer a week to mourn the death of one of their parents. Do you guys not understand what's going on in his head right now? I don't think he's in a great mental space to be.
Demon Slayer was the same way, and you can see where it started to rush with Demon Slayer as well. Now, Demon Slayer managed to get I won't say it's a bad ending, but it was very basic, and clearly there was more there. But you can tell that the pacing changed when her family, I think her family got sick, or her parents died, or whatever.
Yes, there was something going on with her family.
Yeah, I forget exactly what it was, but I heard that detail, and she had to end the series quickly because nobody, why aren't you giving these people breaks? They are making you millions. Like, if Oda wants to take a hiatus, you think that Shueisha's going to drop One Piece? You know?
No.
It's like...
It's the manga. It's the manga.
Yeah, exactly. Akira Toriyama has been trying to quit Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Z, and yet he's still going. You think anybody's going to say, oh no, we're going to drop Akira Toriyama? No, they're not. You're not.
The fuck you are.
Yeah, exactly, because it's a license to print money. I just wish that they would understand, even with guys like Kishimoto, with Kubo, with some of these other people, that, yeah, they might only have this one hit, but it's one of the hits. Leave them alone, you know? Like, Jesus. That is one problem in that culture, is that they work them to the bone.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier in the stream. That's an issue with Japan as a whole. Their
live to work.
Society, their social standards about the workplace, it's shit. It's fucking terrible. Yep. Anyone who ever talks about Japan being like some kind of oasis, I immediately can't consider them a serious person.
No, like as I said, Misc, one of my best friends, he's living in Japan and he loves it. He loves Japan. He loves a lot of the things because a lot of what the Japanese do is better than the Western world, but they're not perfect.
Yeah, they've got their own problems.
Yes, they're different from our problems,
but they're still problems.
They're still problems. That's right.
Tusk says, I don't think weekly manga should exist anyway. Should be bi-weekly or monthly. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people suggesting this lately. Like, weekly manga is just not reasonable for the authors. Like, it's just not it shouldn't be a practice.
I mean, look at people complain. You're absolutely right, because people complain about a One Piece chapter not revealing what the Will of D is or the One Piece that day. You know, it's like, it's 18 pages, and he's telling 1,000-chapter story. Some of the chapters are not going to be the big reveal or so super exciting, you know?
Some chapters are not important. Some chapters are not that important.
Yeah, look at Record of Ragnarok. One of the biggest, with over 40 pages per chapter every month. Monthly series, great art and stuff. But some chapters, guess what?
They're just there.
Boring.
Like, they're just there.
They're just there. They need to be there because you need transition. You can't always jump to the big reveal or the big fight or the big punch. But they're necessary, but that doesn't make them like bad chapters. They're just they're transitions, and they need to happen to tell a proper story. And this is a story with gladiator fights, for God's sakes. It's literally a they fight manga.
The big thing about One Piece right now is that a lot of the chapters are like that. They don't really feel, all the reveals aren't really that good. Like that one chapter where they had the that one cliffhanger with the fake character. It's like we knew that, that's not, but they still had like a break between that kind of made it feel like the forced cliffhanger. It's not that nice to have every week.
Yeah, and unfortunately that does happen. And once again, Oda's not perfect. One Piece, as great of a series as it is not perfect. It's just not. Some chapters are going to be some duds. They're intended to be good, and sometimes they're not. Oh well. You move on. What are you going to do? To completely denounce 20 years of a series because the last 2 weeks of chapters weren't very good? That's why I can't take people's opinions seriously when they're like, "Oh, this chapter's going to make me drop One Piece." No,
Daniel, the stream has been going on for about 2 hours. I plan on going for like another 45 minutes to an hour. Or maybe more. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll get struck with a sudden interesting conversation topic. Skin says, no hate. Why is everyone sucking off the Demon Slayer movie? I saw it and I thought it was alright. Very good animation, very good voice acting, and very good soundtrack.
Like pretty
there you
colors.
go.
And good
You got
animation.
a thing that
I need to
people
watch
liked,
that.
and then you gave it a fucking movie budget. Well, to be fair, UFO Table already has like unlimited budget works, but then you give it like an actual movie budget. You basically took an arc that people liked, where the stuff that happened in it was like alright or whatever, and then you fucking like dialed it up to 11, as you were supposed to do with anime adaptations.
The Dragon Ball Z movies did the same thing, or the Super movies.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just
like
a license to print money.
you took Rengoku versus Akaza and you doubled the length of the fight.
Which, by the way, I did watch that video, and I understand why the hype is there.
Yeah.
The one that you sent me, Misc, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I get it.
I'm excited for the Chainsaw Man anime preview.
Oh yeah, we do get that in like a month. I'm hoping it won't be shit. Please, God, don't be shit. Please,
if it's not shit, then it's gonna
do not be terrible. I am.
It's like maybe if it's like JJK, where it's like a lot of freelance animators, that most of the time works out. Like in One Punch Man season 1 was also mostly freelancers. Jujutsu Kaisen also has a lot of freelancers. So
I think for the last 10 episodes of Black Clover, they had a lot of freelance animators too. They had a lot of new people. And those last episodes were pretty fucking well animated, I have to say, for the most part.
I heard Black Clover, the anime, got a bit of a bad rap. But...
Yeah, I think I was talking about, like, the bad rap that Black Clover has for a bit when I was talking about, the way people treat mangakas towards the start of the stream. Someone said that Black Clover seems to have gotten a lot of bad rap just because when the anime started, it just really wasn't that well animated. But if it actually got like a good anime adaptation from the start, it would not get like as much hate as it does.
It definitely has its highs and lows. Even not that it got better over time, it still had like good moments and then really bad moments, like that one tournament fight that had a lot of mediocre animation, like slideshow style. Not really nice, but yeah, like the Dante fight, that was cool.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Well, certain parts of it were like kind of okay, but then other parts of it were amazing.
Yeah, like that when Dante fires his singularity black hole thing through the mountain, that was really low frame rate for some reason.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was weird.
Yeah, had like 20
I was
frames.
like, that thing was going like 5 frames a
seconds.
second. I was like, what the fuck is that thing doing?
Look,
yeah, exactly.
But I had to suffer through 7 Deadly Sins, the anime. So.
Griever. I looked at some clips from the recent episodes, and I'm like, this is just so stiff. Like, there's no life in this.
That's what it is. There's no life. But actually, not the latest episode, but the second to last episode, they at the very least, they're pouring budget in. Any Seven Deadly Sins fan knows what I'm talking about. The moments, because this arc sucks anyways. It's the worst part of Seven Deadly Sins. And
This is the last arc?
yeah, it's the last arc.
Oh yeah.
And so what's happening now is, even though this season is sometimes not as bad as the last season, it's pretty damn bad. But at least they're putting some budget. Any budget they have is clearly put into the right episodes. So, because the episode 13 and then the last episode, or the second to last episode that was released, those two look like they're made by entirely different companies compared to the rest of the season. And you're just like, well, wait a minute now. Why did the characters look like they did back in season 1 all of a sudden? Like, what happened?
The animes just saved their energy for those episodes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem with that is that you're not, when you hit play, you don't know what you're going to get. And that's the dangerous thing. Like, next episode...
I think consistency is the best kind of thing in anime, because, like, yeah, sometimes you have really cool animation in Naruto, for example, but then you also have really bad animation in Naruto. So, I didn't really like... I liked the Jujutsu Kaisen. It was a good anime overall, but sometimes the consistency was a little bit strange. I suppose that's comes
there was
from,
the occasional moment where I was like, what are they doing? For the most part, it was really good, but then, like, every once in a while something happened, I was like, what is this? This is a very strange decision on their part.
Yeah, like Mahito. Apparently that's not CGI.
I know! I can't fucking believe that's not CGI, because it was animated in such a way that it looked like it was. And I remember when I watched that, it totally took me out of the moment. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Like, the rest of the episode was really good. Like,
yeah, the rest of episode 13 was amazing, but then you had, like, that one segment with Sukuna and Mahito, and I'm like, what the why did they make this so extra? Like, it's one spread in the manga. You didn't need to turn it into all this.
Like, Sukuna still looks good, because he's not really moving, but Mahito moves around very weirdly.
Oh yeah, it's very bizarre. It's fucking janky looking.
I really liked what they did with when Yuji breaks into the domain expansion.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Like,
that was fantastic.
All the shots,
that was outstanding.
Just looking with Yuji looking at Mahito through the shots, that was really nice.
Yeah, you had all the reflections of Yuji in the shards that were falling down. It was fantastic. That episode had a lot of really good shots in it. But then
also when Mahito
like,
actually does his domain expansion, like the music is right, all that stuff.
They did that scene really well. They did Mahito's domain expansion. They did a fucking great job with it. They got Sakuga for it, so I'm like, great. You had a good soundtrack for it. It was tremendous. That whole episode was fantastic. They had Sakuga for like half of that shit. It was unreal.
Gojo, when Purple also was really nice with the music.
Yeah, Gojo's Purple was also really well done.
And the Origin of Obedience overall was nice.
Yeah, I was surprised because I never thought that much of Origin of Obedience, but they did a really good job with it in the anime. Were you going to say something, Griever?
I miss hand-drawn animation, to be honest with you. Because we were just talking about consistency, and that's one of the biggest problems. And when they started going cel-shaded and all that stuff, for one thing, it doesn't look as good when you have proper hand-drawn animation, I find. And even when it does, as we just talked about, consistency, even with big-budget projects like Jujutsu Kaisen stuff, which for the most part look great, but once again, like sometimes the quality dips, and it's noticeable. And it's just like, well, it shouldn't be. And I'm trying to think back to any hand-drawn animes, movies, anything like that. No, the quality was the quality throughout. Like every hand-drawn Disney movie is the same quality you get, is what you get from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. You get the same with like Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Inuyasha, all these older Vision of Escaflowne. The quality of the episode 1 is the same as the quality as episode 50. It never really changes. If anything, it simply gets better because they get more money, they get more budget, and they keep going. So I don't know how to fix it because nobody's going to go backwards with technology and stuff, but I would love to see like something animated of today, like a Jujutsu Kaisen episode or a Doctor Stone episode or something animated with a staff from 1998. Because I guarantee you it would look as good or better than most of what's on the market. Not all, but most of it. I think anyways.
Skin asks, Misc, here's an interesting conversation. Which series is better, Chainsaw Man or JJK? Griever doesn't like Chainsaw Man, or he never really got into it, so... For me, both of them are up there for me. They're both very close. But overall, I think I like Jujutsu more. I think Jujutsu Kaisen's a bit more consistent in the quality. Because, like, early Chainsaw Man... Well, not early, but, like... chapter 13? Listen, once they're done with the Eternity Devil arc, and then, like, basically all the way through that to the end of the International Assassins arc is fucking amazing. It's so good. But then the stuff before that and the stuff after that kind of dips in quality occasionally.
Yeah.
It still has its moments, but the quality's not as high as, like, that big stretch of the series. Whereas I think Jujutsu's more consistent overall.
Yeah, so like, I think like after the Bad Devil arc, it gets really nice. I still like the Eternity Devil arc because, you know, Kobani comes in.
The Eternity Devil arc's still good, actually. That's like the first third of the volume I just bought is the end of that arc.
Yeah, and I wonder how they're gonna adapt it, because Chainsaw Man is pretty fast-paced, but anyway. Jujutsu Kaisen, it still hasn't, it's still not really finished. Chainsaw Man isn't really either, but the main, like,
first part is done. The first part is a complete done story. And,
after, like, the International Assassin arc, it kind of dips in quality, but it still sometimes has good stuff.
Yo, there was still really good stuff after that, but it's not as consistently good as before.
It's kind of soured the entire manga for me sometime, because I noticed that's like, that arc isn't really good. That was a bit too fast. That villain was fell a bit flat. But overall, it's still like till that point, it's really nice. But overall, still JJK just has more stuff, because I like it. I feel like chapter 20, JJK isn't really that great either, but, you know, more stuff from JJK.
Yeah.
So
JJK has Yuta and Todo. I'm done.
There you
My
go.
argument is settled.
I mean,
settled it right there. And MILF. We can't forget the greatest character.
So it all works out.
Yep. Can't forget the greatest character.
Can't forget it.
Does Chainsaw Man have a MILF? Anybody
know? Kinda.
Yeah. Like Master.
There's one that counts. Yeah.
Master's one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she counts.
I'm gonna reread it. I'm gonna read back up to that point, and then I'm gonna decide.
Okay. Well, that's a bit. So you're gonna read for a little while.
Oh, damn it.
Well, it's only like 97 chapters for the whole thing, so you're getting to around the late 50s, low 60s for that.
Okay.
There's good stuff in between, trust me. Fujimoto likes his women.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd say like I like Himeno and Kobani the most.
Does Himeno count? I don't think Himeno's old enough.
Yeah, but I like just like that.
If you like women in suits, they have plenty of those.
Women in suits, power suits, like it. Though I didn't like the first girl in the first arc, the one who found Deji or whatever his fucking name is. She.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Good.
I can't stand her.
Good.
Yeah. Nobody.
Don't worry. Don't fall into the trap like so many others have.
Maximus are the worst.
The worst. And Power is arguably the best. Her or someone else that gets introduced later, who I didn't like at first actually, but then did upon a reread.
I thought you guys were gonna say something like, "Oh no, but she's like another Nobara." Trust me. Oh my God.
No. This is something else, Screever. This is something completely
no.
different from that. We're on another fucking level here.
Wow. Okay then.
Not that
Yes.
she's a badly written character. It's just,
You're
oh
not meant to
god.
like her.
Well, you might say she's. I'd say she's an alright written character.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
amazing.
overall. But I think she's a very good job playing her role for a big chunk of the story.
Oh, Misc, I meant to ask you, did you appreciate me gaslighting the other day in the Kaizen chat? Or?
Oh, who was gaslighting the other day?
Yeah.
What? Gaslighting?
No, I decided because Faye didn't know that I didn't like Nobara.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh my god.
So then I just completely, and I started to shit post halfway through, and everybody's like, my phone's blowing up. Meanwhile, I'm trying to clean my damn barbecue outside. My hands are full of grease. I'm not answering the phone every 5 seconds, but I go through, and I have like 30 acts just coming at me. And I was like,
Christ.
oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have gaslit that, because number one, now you look like you're not willing to do the fight, you know, like have the argument. And number two, I was literally just shit posting. I wasn't trying to start anything. I was like, I don't want to have this fight again. People like Nobara, I don't. I've already explained why. If you don't understand, watch my videos. You know, I don't have time for that right now. But it was hilarious how easily it was to just boom. Great.
My cats are coming over here again. They're gonna start harassing me for the second half of their dinner. You better not make any fucking noise. Just sit here.
Oh,
Don't look at
no,
me that
they're
way.
such good. They're so nice.
Sunny Grom said.
You should-
Sunny
you
Grom
should
says
post-
zebra. Don't get cocky. Is it zebra? Zebra? How the fuck do you pronounce
It's
it?
Zebra.
Zebra.
Right?
Yeah, he's cool.
Zebra.
Oh, the
Yeah.
guy in Toriko, you mean?
Yeah,
The guy in
Zebra.
Toriko,
Haven't gotten to him yet. I'm like at chapter 40 or 45.
Yeah, you're a little ways away. Skin
You're a little
says
ways away.
R.I.P. Ogie. Yeah, rest in piss. Sir Tusk says Seven Deadly Sins got me into anime, and it's depressing to see how the anime turned out. Manga as well for the final arc.
That's so sad because Seven Deadly Sins was one of the best. I still argue to this day has the best overpowered written character that I've ever read in Escanor. Not only that, but its starting arc and its first season of anime were 10 out of 10. Fire. There was just nothing wrong. Like there's nothing to complain about.
I thought it was like a 6 out of 10 at most.
Oh yeah, this is why you guys had a fun. Now I remember why we had that hour-long tangent in one of the streams. It was because you were there, fine.
Yes, Bleach and Deadly Sins, exactly. Ah,
It
beautiful.
was because you.
You.
Well, technically, it's my fault because I'm supposed to be old and wise and be able to let things. What's the new thing the kids are saying now? Smooth brain and all that
Oh,
bullshit.
yeah.
Great.
Supposed to do that shit. But no, fuck that. I'm standing by my series and I'm gonna argue them until I'm blue in the face. Yeah.
Dragon's Rage said when Maki defeated Ogi the way she did, there were so many puns / jokes that could have been made, but no reviewer made them. I made them in the comments on Griever's video saying she took a little off the top. Oh, and you
Yeah.
made one. You made one about how he wanted to be the head.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Daniel. Oh, a different Daniel. Daniel Mentor says a 17-year-old animated the Mahito Domain expansion. That's a very talented 17-year-old. Skin says, I mean, JJK's already done 1/3 of the story. According to Gege, it's 1/2 done. I don't know if I believe him.
Listen,
Look at Horikoshi. He said that at like 152. That's like, oh yeah, I'm like done at like 250 or something like that. Yeah, look at him now. He's like, wow, now it's the final act. Probably gonna go on for like another 100 chapters.
yeah.
Red Hood asks,
Or-
be roommates with Power or Marioliona? So I have to choose between someone who's unsanitary and someone who may beat me to death.
And I mean, that's a one-sided question, really, is it?
Well,
I mean, Marion is the greatest.
is
like-
if you think you stand a chance, the choice is obvious. Otherwise, Dragon's Rage says Makima's best girl griever doesn't know what you're talking about. Stop trying to induct him into this shit. You
Wait,
fucking...
who's-
Nah, this is weird that you people pull it on, that you continue it. You pull it out from the manga and into real life. The manipulation.
People just want. Hey, listen. I called her a
Like
manipulator
the
right
voice
off the
of
bat.
this too.
Oh,
so, yeah.
that
About
you are
poor
very
boy-
perceptive, Griever.
This because remember I read about 19 chapters of that series or so, something like that, and they took a poor boy who just lost his dog, hit puberty, went on a homicidal rampage, and they're gonna take his poor horniness into manipulation tactics, and I'm just like, no. So I was that poor horny 15-year-old. I'm not buying this shit.
See, that's
we
why I
actually
like
know his
Denji. I
age?
find it relatable,
We
and
don't-
I'm like,
I don't
damn,
think we
Denji,
really
your
know his
situation
actual
really
age,
blows.
right?
You're in a really fucking awful situation, Denji. I feel really bad for you.
Yeah, honestly, I felt so bad, but like that's why I ended up stopped reading. I'm like, this is just going from bad to worse. He's almost self-aware, if I remember correctly, in the first dozen chapters. He knows he's being manipulated, but he's ruled by his hormones, and I'm like, oh no.
He's
I don't
like,
need to look
listen, I'm definitely being used, but I'm being
then
given
before-
food and a place to live, and I may get to get with my hot boss, so who knows? It's worth it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's like, look, if I wanted to read one of those, I'd read one of those borderline hentai mangas, you know, with the cuck guy in it.
Well, I will tell you, Griever, it does get better, and there is some interesting things that shake stuff up.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
I'll take your word for it, but it sort of felt like the later half of D. Gray Van where everything went stupid. But
The later
it was
half
right at
went
the
stupid. Really? I'm like at like chapter 50 and I don't really like it at all. I find it kind of boring.
Oh well, see, D. Gray Man was not necessarily one of the greatest mangas ever. That's for damn sure. But at least it had a solid. I thought it had a pretty solid premise and a pretty solid start and all that stuff. And then it kept getting more and more wacky. And I'm feeling like Chainsaw Man, like cut out the first like I don't know 80 chapters of D. Gray Man and started right there where it started to go downhill, and that's where we started. And I was just like,
You see, I went into Chainsaw Man under the impression that, oh, this is batshit insane, but it also has some kind of good emotional stuff. And I was like, yup, it does.
well, as I said, I don't like to, unlike other series that I have read that I can piss on, I don't like to piss on series that I haven't actually read before. That's why I always hesitate to talk Hunter x Hunter, because I feel like after trying 4 times and reading over 100 chapters, I'm allowed to have an opinion, but at the same time, haven't gotten to the good stuff apparently, according to a lot of people. So
Well, I think York New's good, so I thought you already got to some good stuff, but you haven't been to the best stuff.
that's true too.
Yeah,
And I heard some people really like I watched a video on Tekking talking about Greed Island, and to me, even though some people say Greed Island isn't that great, I actually got to, because I started that arc. I like the concept, and it sort of felt like that like an episode of that weird filler arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like,
It's
kinda
weird.
cool.
Greed
It's
Island
not-
does kind of feel like the concept for a filler arc, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it sort of
exactly. It
does.
feels also like a filler arc because it's really boring in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, I didn't
I've
care
heard
for
that.
it that much. I mean, there was some stuff I liked. But for the most part, it was just kind of like, this is not that, like, we just got off York New, which was very interesting and exciting, and this is really not.
I mean, also, like someone said, like, oh yeah, 7 Sins got me into manga, but it really got bad. Like One Piece was technically my first manga, but also like my second manga was Black Clover, and I don't really like it today anymore as well, because it's just like, yes, this chapter was probably the best one in a while, but
Oh yeah, it was great. It
yeah.
was great seeing Magna finally do something.
Yeah.
it definitely took some time, but like the Asta chapters didn't really feel any force behind it. I mean, yeah, cool. He destroyed like giant energy ball demon fire eyes or something like
Yeah.
that, but
Well,
didn't
fortunately
care at
now
all.
it seems like we're gonna be getting to all the side characters doing stuff. Now that Asta has to wait like half an hour.
Yeah.
So that'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Well, I just mainly want to see Mario.
Mariona.
Mariona fighting the big demon thing.
Yeah, I just want her to do something.
Just keep fighting that demon. It'll all
I
be
mean,
good.
we don't
It'll all
have
work out.
Yami anymore, or at least not right now, or maybe not even forever. Because I don't know, maybe he's gonna die. Who knows? Probably not though.
If
And
Yami
yeah.
dies, that would be a horrible idea because he's half the reason a lot of people.
Yami is like
Yeah.
the hypest character in the series. Killing him
the
would be a
best character.
terrible idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like killing off Urahara in Bleach. It just
It's like,
would
why
never
would
would've
you
worked.
do that? That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, sometimes mentor characters end up being like some of the most popular characters in the series, and in Black Clover's case, Yami is. So
Yeah.
Yami tops out polls all the time. So like it would just be stupid to kill him off. Would it for shock value? Sure, but then what are you gonna do after?
I mean, I think shock value already was like established when Xenon appeared, right after the Dante fight. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a good enough shock.
I think
value, I'd
Xenon's
say,
gonna
for
have
the
like an
series.
Aizen thing happen. Well, we kind of got that with Morris, but Morris is a very background character for the most part. I think
Yeah, I
Xenon's
thought-
gonna be
I
the
thought-
one where it's gonna be like, oh, this dude's the actual problem here.
Yeah, I could see it honestly because I don't really think Tabata is the best writer, but yeah.
Because I think a lot of people got that impression after the Dante fight, where he just fucking shows up, and it's like, what's up? I'm taking you, Yami. Bye. It's like that
Yeah.
spread where he shows up out of nowhere. People were like, Dante's not the problem here.
no.
Yeah, but Xenon, I mean, yeah, one problem I have with Xenon and the Unified, where it's just like, oh yeah, I can literally in this room, in this space I made, you can't use mana. I can control all the mana, but the unit just says no. I can't just control my mana, and you can't. It's like what?
I just said no to your hacks ability.
It's like huh?
I don't know.
Why
His spiritual
why
power is higher. His
like that?
Ryatsu's too big for the hacks to work.
You know what?
It's
Black
not
Clover
that
reminds me.
stupid.
I know why a lot of people don't like Black Clover is because it's very. Black Clover reminds me, and remember that I actually like Fairy Tail. I know it has a lot of flaws, but I like Fairy Tail. Black Clover is a combination of Bleach meets Fairy Tail. And that's not actually a bad thing because both of those series had a lot of good aspects to it. But when you were saying that he's not really that great a writer, I can see that because I see a lot of the, not copy and paste, but a lot of the story arcs and a lot of the characters you could compare to either Fairy Tail or Bleach characters. Almost all of them can be compared to one or the other. So, and even the moment like against the big fire demon, I'm like, Jesus, this is right straight out of Fairy Tail time skip. This is right out of that. Like, seriously, what are you doing?
What's
And,
up, band?
like-
How are you?
The entire
Can you hear me?
You're
Yes.
very quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
Yeah.
doing pretty well.
That's
Decent.
good.
nice, cool.
Everybody believes he's 43. Listen to that deep ass voice.
I am whippersnapper.
Jesus
Yeah. I'm 13 years your junior, sir.
now on,
Red
you
Hood
will
asks,
call me
how do you
senpai.
think Misasa would do
Senpai.
in place of Kano in the tournament? If he didn't lose to Gaolang, he'd lose to Hatsumi. Daniel said, you missed my message again? Which one? Let me scroll up. Naoya over Maki. Maki will never win that fight. I don't know about that one, Chief. Is it just because
No.
his speed is superior? I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna do well enough because Maki's also really fucking fast.
She
Right now.
just speed blitzed. Oh, no. That speed matters nothing.
Now, Naoya will be the only person that won't get speed blitzed by Maki. That's it.
Right.
That's the only thing that's not going to happen, is he won't get speed blitzed.
That's right. He'll see
Okay.
his death coming.
Yeah, basically.
I hope Gege gives it like what like doesn't rush all of that, you know, like at least give us a cool fight. Not, I mean I can see.
Yeah,
it
if we're
being,
getting a
like
group fight between
like a
Maki and a
one-sided-
bunch of the Zenins, I imagine it's going to be pretty cool because Gege does group fights pretty well.
Yeah, I hope. It's gonna
Actually,
be
they
like,
do almost all
better.
group fights, so I expect it to be pretty good.
I'd say it's gonna. I would find it good if it was like at least one chapter, like 2 chapters, 3 chapters. I can't see really, but 2 chapters, I think that'd be nice to see.
I mean, we got 2 chapters for this, so.
Yeah, but I want to see a fight really. Yeah.
Hmm. I'll be
I
right
can see-
back.
Yeah. And Band, how you doing? Band?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Nice, good.
How about you? Fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. We went to like a restaurant, and like my family ate asparagus. I just like ate ham instead of asparagus.
Yeah, that's pretty pog.
Like a full metal plate, like a gigantic plate of ham.
Yeah.
Pure, like not like those big hams, but like those ham slices. A lot of them.
So how long is Miss? Wait, I'm sorry. Say that again. Ham.
Ham.
Who doesn't like ham?
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing I ate there. There was like, and I don't know how to, what do you call it? Schnitzel heißt auf Deutsch. Is it in German? Yeah, Schnitzel. I don't know how you call it in English. Then there was asparagus, like fried asparagus. I don't like asparagus, and neither do I like the meat. So I just literally just ate ham. That was my dinner. Ham. The whole bunch of ham.
You've tried asparagus before and you don't like it? Fine.
Yeah, I do like it somewhat raw. Raw it's nice, I'd say.
Really?
It kind of tastes like what like I don't know how to call, what do you call it? Kohlrabi? Is that a word? Kohlrabi, yeah. Kind of tastes like that, and I like that. So raw asparagus is pretty nice, but cooked and fried, I don't really know.
Well, actually, I wrap. One method that I do for asparagus is I wrap it in prosciutto, or
That's what you're supposed to do in that restaurant, right? You're supposed to eat the asparagus with the ham, but I just ate the ham instead only. It's like a family dinner. We go there every year. I just eat ham there every year.
Jeez. That's kind of funny.
Only ham.
Let's see. Skin asks, Miss, will you watch the Batman next year? Yeah, probably. Looks like it's gonna be pretty good.
Was that the one with Robert Pattinson as Batman?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Dragon's Rage says, I said it once in the chat, I'll say it again, Magna needs a nerf, he's too strong. No, because Magna can only 1v1 people. And if he fights someone who's more skilled than him, he'll lose.
Yeah, it was only
Basically,
because Dante
if your
look at his
whole
mana.
shtick is only power with no skill, Magna will beat you. If it's more than that, then he can lose.
From what I know, it also takes some preparation time to get even that attack back on, so I don't really... I was against it at first, but now with like those 2 chapters, it's alright. As a power. Like, I don't know how that is related to fire, but alright.
Yeah, whatever. At least it's not another transformation, it's an actual spell.
Yeah.
I know that was a complaint a lot of people had. It seemed like everyone's power-up is just, I do a transformation.
Yeah, like what was the lightning guy's
Luck?
name? Yeah, Luck's transformation is just like, oh yeah, I'm now less cooler Killua.
Yeah. Sir Tusk says, I will eat a fucking shoe if Yami dies permanently this arc. Just keep a shoe ready, just in case. Olade said Tabata can't write good villains, not going to lie. No, I think he writes some decent villains.
Yeah, what about the witch? What about what's her name's mother?
I thought Patra was pretty good.
I didn't.
I like Dante a lot, actually. I think for what he is, I think Dante is actually a pretty decent twist on the whole mustache twirling I love being evil villain, and that there's a little more to it than that. But it's still like I fucking love being evil so much. Holy shit.
I mean, that's a fun type of villain, you know? You don't need every time, like, oh yeah, I have a sad backstory, like in Demon Slayer. Where
It's like, no, I just
oh,
fucking
yeah.
like being evil.
Yeah,
That was
it's
one
like,
thing that
no,
was
I just
actually
like
very
evil.
cookie cutter about Demon Slayer is that every single time it was the villain had a reason. And it literally happened to every villain.
Except, like, Rio, he like wanted family and made people slaves. It's not really, oh yeah, I'm not really bad. Like the drum demon isn't good
like
either.
every
almost
single-
all of the
single-
major demons
Yeah.
they fight.
Like,
And
Akaza,
even that was meant to be tragic. It just didn't. It just wasn't.
And only in some of them does it really hit really fucking hard, like Akaza. That one hit me like a truck.
Yeah, and that's what. Once again, the problem with that is that by the time we got there, I was like, I get it. Every single one of these people is not really that bad a person.
Nah,
had a
except Doma.
reason,
Fuck
had a
Doma.
shitty
And
tragic,
Kaigaku, too.
you know?
Fuck Kaigaku.
Yeah.
Except for a few of them. There are a few exceptions where they're like, nah, fuck you.
Well, there was, but it just felt like by that junction, when we were getting closer to the end, it was like, I get it. Like, I know I'm supposed to sympathize, I'm supposed to empathize, but it was like, it was that way for every section. Whether it worked or not is irrelevant.
Yeah.
The point is that nobody was just, I'm evil because I'm evil, you know?
That was
most of them
Doma,
also
basically.
sometimes
Doma
felt
was like, I'm evil.
father evil. You know, there's a difference between like main villain, pure evil, and like not like villain of the weak evil. You know, some of them just felt like, oh yeah, villain of the weak and he's evil. They're really special. And they're really good. Like Dante, yeah, he feels like he felt like evil, and yeah, I like that honestly. What's nice.
Daniel Ole says Daniel says we don't know Junichi's curse technique. Yeah, that's what I want to find out. That's mostly what I'm most interested in, is finding out what the hell it is. Because he seems like mostly a brawler type, so I'm wondering what kind of power he's gonna have.
What sucks is I like his
Rebelle
design, but
Fleur
he's an
says,
asshole.
if you guys believe Nobara is dead, y'all are delusional. Okay, so here's the funny thing. First, Gege said, I don't give a shit who I kill off as long as it's interesting. The other thing is, I think he said at some point that he wants to, that by the end of the story, he plans on having killed off at least one of the main characters.
Alright, what's up? I'm back.
Oh, not much. So I don't know, Chief. I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
I think if they bring her back after all the shit that just went down, I hated. I remember, Misc, you were in there. I hated when they were like, "Oh, she's like, she might be alive," and it's like, and Yuji was like stopped in his tracks when he was fighting Chozo or whatever the fuck he was doing, and I was just like, no, don't do that. You can't have this whole backstory, this whole tragedy, this whole her face is blown off, Yuji going crazy, and then it didn't matter. You can't do that. That's terrible. So it like, from a writing standpoint, that's a stupid idea. That's like motivating Frodo to destroy the ring, but the ring's actually a good thing.
The ring is the friends we made along the way.
There you go. So all I'm saying is that, like, I think it was ballsy to kill her off, and I think he should definitely stick to it. Even if he doesn't kill her off, she can't come back into the story. She's got to be, or she's got to pull some Mechamaru level crap or something, because, like, it wouldn't work from a writing standpoint. I think it'd be cheap. because that was like the catalyst for everything that happened after that.
Yeah. Red Hood says, I like Demon Slayer, but Nezuko and Inosuke were heavily unused or underused. Nezuko, yeah, but Inosuke, they actually got a lot out of him, like, every time he showed up.
I mean, he's like the
But
best
for the most
one
part, I mean,
out
he got
of
the
the
whole fight
trio.
with Doma, so I feel like Inosuke was fairly adequately used. I think it was just because Zenitsu and Inosuke just didn't show up in the Swordsmith Village arc, and that was kind of important, but they weren't there for it. Joel asked, how many fingers do you think Toji is? I know we haven't seen much from current Maki, but do you think she can beat current Megumi?
Nah.
Maybe? I mean, if she beats him before he could do a domain expansion, then yeah. I don't
but
want to do
domain
this fucking argument. Oh god, I hate that someone brought this up in that fucking power scaling thing. So if we have Megumi use all of his abilities, then he would win. If not, then Maki could beat him, I think.
What's the total of what's the total of Sukuna fingers again?
20.
What's the maximum? 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that Toji is probably about hovering around 13, 14.
I think that's fair. I was thinking like at least 10.
Yeah,
like
because I
10.
think he's over Jogo and Hanami and all those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
I'd
think
say
he's
so,
above
too.
them. And if they're supposed to be 8 and 9, then he's a few fingers above that,
Yeah.
at least. So, but I don't think he's near 20. So the only guys who are 20 Sukuna fingers are Yuta and Gojo
Junpei.
right now.
Yeah.
Utah, nah, it's debatable.
Junpei.
Alright.
Gojo,
Well, there
maybe.
you go.
I mean, if you want to argue Yuta's 18 fingers short, but he's the only one outside of Gojo who has a shot at killing Sukuna.
Yeah, basically.
So,
Yeah. yeah.
Marco says, you do know reverse curse technique is a thing. Well, yeah, but I mean from a writing perspective of initially saying, oh my god, this character's been fucking killed, and then being, oh no, they weren't. This is not good. Even if you do have, like, in-universe explanations for it, it's like a cop-out. It was like a very cheap way to get the audience invested.
Dragon Balls, Edo Tensei. Like, can I keep going? Because there's a lot of them.
I've seen
and nobody likes
people
them.
say like Nobara has kind of been wasted. She was set up as like the main one part of the main trio, but and also they said like, oh yeah, people say Jujutsu Kaisen is a feminist manga, which I haven't seen at all, but you know, they say like, yeah, that's not true, and I agree with that, but I don't. Yeah, she's part of the main trio, but also wasn't really didn't.
She was
have
the
that
least
much
important
impact.
member of the main trio. Or the main four, if you want to include Gojo, like they do on like covers and stuff.
Which it's not. It's like adding Kakashi and Naruto and stuff. It's like, no, the main cast is always the trio or the 4 or the 5.
Yeah.
You don't count the mentor character. You never do.
Gojo's just different because the fucking universe revolves around him.
Right. But what do I care? Yuta's the main character.
Yeah.
I
Sonyagram asked,
disagree,
most
Creeper.
disappointing fights in Baki and Kengan.
I know
All
you
of the
do.
ones where someone jobbed super hard, like the fight ends in one move. Those always
We
suck.
both know who the
Oda
main character
Nobunaga says, "Sup, Misc? Sup, Oda Nobunaga? What are you doing here?
Yeah, you died like 400 years ago. What's up?
What's up?
You know, how was
Skin?
400 years ago? I heard it was terrible.
Skin, you better be fucking memeing right now. Now you could fight Sukuna and speed blitz him. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, no.
You're
No,
memeing
no,
a
no.
little too hard right now, Skin. This was like when there were people. Oh, fuck. There were some people, including a person who had a power scaling debate with me, that said that Naoya beats Toji. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Whoa. Nayo beats Toji?
Get the fuck no.
Yeah,
They're
fuck
smoking
no.
crack.
Nobody agrees with that. Nobody.
But my speed is superior.
My speed is superior.
But
Uh,
yeah. I mean, meanwhile,
Oh,
what
wait.
happened when he fought Chozo?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think
seriously.
Naoya could have won that if he understood how Chozo worked. It was because he didn't, and he made assumptions that he lost. Even then,
Yeah.
I don't think Naoya would have definitely won. I think it would have been a lot closer.
But you also got to remember that in that fight, once again, that's going to be the same thing. If he goes up against Maki, he's going to underestimate her, and that's going to screw him up. He's so proud of his speed, but guess what? When you have the bad attitude, you lose.
I was like, damn, I think now he is getting beaten to death a little sooner than I'd expected. I knew, like, as soon as he got introduced, I'm like, Maki or Megumi is gonna beat the dog shit out of this guy. And apparently that's coming up very soon.
Yep. And Yuta made him look like a fool.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the chapter preview for next week. So it says like, oh yeah,
we're going to the
Maki's
main
gonna
house. We're gonna keep going. It keeps going.
destroy everything.
I almost thought they were gonna. I was like, all right, Maki got her power up. We're gonna go to either Yuta or Yuji and Megumi looking for Hikari. But no, apparently not. I'm like, oh fuck, we're still going? Oh shit. Oh boy. Marco said people have to reread JJK because people shit on it without understanding the story's rules. I had to reread JJK. Like, I liked it when I did my first read-through. I think I actually really liked it. But not everything clicked with me, and I didn't fully understand everything until I did a reread. Because when I do an initial read of stuff, a lot of times I do a modicum of speed reading, and some things will fly over my head. So upon doing my reread of it, that was when my reviews went from being meh commentary to around my current level of commentary. I mean, the actual video quality was kind of shit.
We know that happened with me too, Misc.
Yeah.
There were some things I just did not get, and to this day, I don't fully understand. That's why I like the last review. I think it was Deet was in here earlier, and he said I watched your review. And I just wanted to comment on something you said because he didn't really seem to understand. I'm like, that's exactly what I did. I made sure you guys know I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comment section because it went over my head. You know.
Daniel says Toji's too durable for that. Sir Tess said, just how OP and a threat will the Angel be in the Colin game? I think the Angel's going to be like a boss fight for one of the colonies.
She's broken.
Yeah, well, depending on how her power works.
Yeah. Maki.
Daniel says Maki's a different case now. You will win that fight. How? You just keep saying he won't lose. How? Tell me why. Marco says Toji definitely loses to disaster curses because of domain expansions. Possibly. It would depend. It would depend. But I think if he has some kind of way, if they've created like cursed tools for dealing with domain expansion, then he could still win. Cause like, the way I see it is when you talk about how strong Toji is and when you talk about how strong Maki is, you have to take into account that they are using cursed tools and whatever their normal arsenal is. Otherwise it's like, oh boy, we have a guy who can't kill curses. Right. Senator Grom asked, seen Ito Rogu yet? No, I haven't. Oh wait, no. That was that one other guy that does Kengan stuff. Yeah, I looked up his channel and I think I'd actually watched some of his stuff a long time ago, but I forgot what the name of his channel was.
I still gotta watch your Yuta discussion video. I haven't watched that yet.
Apparently, a lot of people didn't watch that one.
I don't know why. That sounds like a great video. I just got busy, but like.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I expected a lot of people to watch it, and I think it's like my least viewed character discussion. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought everyone liked Yuta.
I think a lot of people like. You're either. I think like I'm in the small camp. A lot of people right now don't like new Yuta for some reason.
I think a lot of people just want to see more from him. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody was hyped out when he came back. But now I think like maybe the hype's gone.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just more hyped for the other characters at the moment because they got their high off the Yuta hype when he showed back up initially. And they're like, alright, there's my fix. Now let's see what the other characters are doing.
Yeah, everybody's all about Hikari now.
Yeah, now everyone wants to see what his deal is because he got introduced at like chapter 12 or something and we haven't seen shit from him since. And now he's actually gonna be
Or
relevant,
like
so we're like,
17.
holy fuck.
17, 18, yeah.
Yeah, like super early on, they introduce his existence and then never bring him up again until recently.
And the only reason that Utah is not in that boat is because of Volume 0.
Yeah.
But before then, he didn't show up until the end of the last arc.
Yeah, and even then, like they mention Utah like 1 or 2 more times than they do Hikari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did I leave off? Oda Nobunaga says, I wanted to see Naoya versus Todo with one hand. Well, if Todo doesn't have this technique, he would lose to Naoya.
I don't get that, by the way. Can somebody explain why he doesn't have Boogie Woogie anymore?
I think it's because his other hand got damaged when he clapped against Mahito.
Okay, so like, but can't he, like, if he removes his hand, could he put his stumps together?
I have
Like-
no fucking idea.
Like, I don't
That sounds
get that.
fucking painful.
Yeah, but you're telling me that his curse technique relied on him having 2 operational hands?
I don't know. It will. I think we're gonna get an explanation when Todo comes back.
Yeah, we seriously need it, because that makes no sense that he doesn't have Boogie Woogie anymore just because he can't clap. He could stomp his feet, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
You know.
Daniel says now he has his curse technique and he's just too fast. Did you not see how fast Maki is now? All right. Their speed is probably comparable to each other. She fucking teleported past
people
Ogi.
at
All
grade
right.
As
one
we
curse.
already talked about, he's not going to pay attention to her. He's going to assume that she's weak and she's a woman and she's frail. And he's going to be looking at her ass, not her face. His words, her words. And guess what? She's going to speed blitz him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens
Maki
there.
kinda
No, it's
slow.
weird because apparently Maki had this vibe to her, this aura that Ogi recognized. That's not
What?
cursed energy. I don't know if it's the fucking absence of it or something. I don't know.
Maybe it was the pose.
Maybe it was the, I don't know. He just felt the pressure.
He felt the spiritual pressure of Toji in Maki, and he was terrified.
Yeah. Certes says, I have a feeling Maki kills her mom next chapter. I don't think she'll kill her mom. Because I don't think her mom's going to get in her way. And,
No.
well, you know how women are treated in the Zenin clan. I feel like that's something a lot of the time that we kind of skim over, but they make a big deal of it, at least during Goodwill. With Maki and Mai's fight, it's like, yes, the Zenin are assholes that really only value strength and techniques. And also, they hate women.
Yeah, women are women are there to be the best genetics they can get to carry on the Zenin clan.
Yeah.
That's all they give a shit
So,
about.
her mom is also a victim of that, so I don't think she'll kill her mom.
She's still a bitch. but
Yeah, she's still a bitch, but she's not gonna kill her.
No.
Zero said Toji would probably beat Hanami, and if he actually did beat Dagon, but when it comes to Jogo, I feel like he would definitely have a harder time against Jogo just because Jogo's so fast. But if now Beto is faster than Jogo, if even by a little bit, based on what Dagon said, I feel like they could probably match each other in speed. Red Hood said, would you prefer Adam beat Zeus or Yumi Gahama not be trash? I'd rather Yumi not be trash because Adam losing to Zeus makes sense based on the fact it was the second fucking round. Oda says, I wonder if Toji will get more story importance. I don't know, he's pretty fucking important already. I don't think he needs to get more important than he already is. Skin says, when they find Hikari, he's gonna whoop Megumi's ass. I mean, they may fight him a bit, just so we can get introduced to his abilities. Dragon's Rage said, Griever, can you clap with the stump of a hand? Please explain how that would work, Griever. Well, I mean, if it's like the motions of clapping.
Hey, like, so you're telling me, so what happens if he lost a finger? Like, he can't clap anymore?
I guess
Like,
if you had, because you could still make the sound.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not, is it a definite clap between 2 hands? Like, could he not do it with his feet? Could he not clap his feet together? And
You think
Boogie Woogie?
you think I cannot clap with a single hand? You don't know this yet, Griever, but that thing with Toto is like 100% a Hunter x Hunter reference.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big one.
Yep.
It's a good one, too. As someone who was already aware of that scene and then got to it with context, it's a good fucking scene to reference.
Yep.
Good to know. Good to know.
Oda Nobunaga said, do you think Maki will go above Toji or just the same level? I think he can go above him. Or she could go above Toji, depending on what happens.
I don't think that's happening till the end of the series, though.
Yeah, it'll be end of the series. You can't surpass the old badasses till the end of the series. It's
Right.
the rule.
How many fingers would Maki be worth right now?
If she's literally the same as Toji, at least 10.
Yeah.
Wait,
I-
right
I-
now?
I-
I'd say she's about Jogo level, honestly. Maybe
About
a bit
Jogo level
above
at
that.
least. That speed
Right
blitzing
now.
wouldn't
You're
happen
saying
again.
Right now?
Listen, if Jogo were back, she would not get speed blitzed like that a second time.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Are you about
I
to
give
go
her-
into a
I give
bit
her
band?
10
Are you about to
fingers
go into
right
a little
now.
skit here?
No.
Okay, you were speaking in that voice that you use when you do
What voice?
where you talk about the voice you go into when you talk about Junpei being the strongest character.
No, Junpei's mom is the strongest
Yeah,
character.
Junpei's
we
mom
know,
is
yeah.
the strongest character.
Junpei's
Sonny
mom.
DeGrom says top 5 jobbers. Top 5. If we're going just for Kengan, ooh, the number 1. It would maybe
guy-
Nezu? I mean, because Nezu got beat worse than, like, anyone else in the series.
One-shotted.
Probably probably
who was
Nezu,
Eden?
then Alan, then Lutien,
Ellen, yeah.
then Chiba, and then Rihito.
Yeah, because that one guy who said I don't know who was that. He had a certain line. It's like the old might have been beaten by that, but not the new. I forgot his name. He was like he had like a mustache and stuff. Forgot his name, but he didn't. He felt like a Jabba, but he didn't really go down like a Jabba.
I have no idea what you're
forgot.
talking about.
Was it Was it against Agito now?
I don't think there was anyone with a mustache in the Annihilation tournament.
Not like it's like more than a mustache.
Like a beard? Like a goatee? Oh!
something
Oh, Gozo, the guy that Waka fought
Yeah,
in the first
Gozo,
round.
Gozo, that. Who?
Yeah,
who got he-
Murabuchi. Yeah, he was a bit of a jobber too. Zero said was what fucking. Daniel, you have way too much confidence in Naoya. You have way too much confidence in him. Zero says, but what's Toji gonna do against Maximum Meteor? Toji, I think, is fast enough to get out of the way of it. If
Yeah,
Panda
we're
and
assuming he's gonna get
Kusakabe
caught.
can get out of the way of it, like at the very last minute, like Kusakabe at the very least got buried under rubble, Toji could get out of the way of that. Skin says, Misc, I showed my friend the Volume 0 trailer and he said, looks good, but whoever that kid is looks like he's tired and needs some sleep. That's Utah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably didn't sleep that much in Volume 0.
Alex said, is Mr. King gone? Thank God. I don't know, maybe he just left. Maybe he fell asleep. I don't know what time zone the guy lives in. Rebel says, who knows? Maki has huge potential. Yeah, who knows? I don't know what the potential is of someone with Heavenly Restriction. Like, can you work out to get stronger? Is that a thing you can do? I don't know.
No,
What was
the training
interesting
you
that
did
some
was
people have pointed out is that when we see Toji in Hidden Inventory, he's not necessarily in his like physical peak. Like, it seems like he's been kind of like off the job for a bit. Because after he kills Gojo, quote unquote, he's like, oh yeah, I think I'm remembering how to do this. Like, I'm getting the hang of how to do this again. Like, he's a bit rusty. Like, he hasn't done it in a while. So it's not clear if the Toji that fought Gojo was like physical peak condition Toji or not. But I'm wondering, like, is it possible for someone with heavenly restriction to get stronger than they already are, just through, like, normal means, I guess? Daniel says, why was Naobito the strongest sorcerer after Gojo and Toji was there? No, not strongest, the fastest. And because Toji wasn't considered a sorcerer, and the other reason is that by the time we are told this, Toji has been dead for years. Sunny Underground says, will Dong Chang get over his bad temper? I think that will be an important thing in this fight, is him trying to get over his bad temper. Red Hood asks, who's a better character, Buddha or Heracles? I have Buddha. I know Griever's going to say Heracles. But he's muted right now. Oh, wait.
No. I'm not going to take... I was muted, but I'm not going to take that crap. Heracles is the greatest written character in that series, and that's all I'm going to say. Now I'm going to mute myself again for a few minutes.
Nice.
Kojiro. I like Kojiro.
Anything interesting here? Daniel says Toji's slower than Naobito? Maybe? It's not really clear. We didn't get a great comparison. I mean, I don't think in the Dagon fight Toji was doing like any fucking teleporting like Naobito was, but it's really not clear. I'd say Toji's around as fast as Naobito, but Naobito may be faster, because I think Naoya will be faster than Maki, but not by a lot. Fast enough to not get speed blitzed to death. Oda says, do you think Inverted Spear will come back, or a Curse Tool with the same ability for Maki, or something on the same strength of that? I don't know. We don't actually know what happened to the Inverted Spear. Like Tengen said, either it got sealed away or Gojo destroyed it. Omar says, honestly, as far as the Dark Triad goes, the only one I have confidence in is Zenon. Yeah, because with Zenon, we haven't really seen his full capabilities. Like, we don't know what the dude's fully capable of. We don't know the name of his devil. There's still a bit of an air of mystery surrounding the guy. Sonny DeGrom asks, worst designed character? Probably Sawada. If you know, the ballerina one. Dragon's Rage said, what if Toji's alive somewhere? We don't really know what happened to his body. I doubt the Zen clan took his body to give him a proper funeral. I don't know, maybe they kept him in like a fucking storage locker or something. But he was dead. He died. That's why he was able to be resurrected by Granny Ogami, because he was fucking dead.
Yeah, and also he had a giant hole in his body.
Yeah, and like his heart was gone. Like the left side of his upper body got deleted. He's dead.
You can't. It's not like it's like losing an arm, just bleeding out.
Yeah,
no,
not just losing an arm. Like that whole side of his upper body was deleted.
Even his heart. So yeah, I doubt it.
Oh, now my cats are making a ruckus again. I guess it's time to give them the other half of their dinner. Yeah, I hear you. Let's see, Kanye says Adam's the best character in Record of Ragnarok. Not my personal favorite, but I know the Adam love is still alive and well, even after all this time. Sun Underground says Spec or Yumi, who's more ugly? I would say Yumi's a little more ugly. Skin says Mark versus Yuji. Who the fuck is Mark?
Mark?
Who the fuck is Mark?
Does he mean that one guy from Invincible? Or what the fuck?
If you mean the guy from Invincible, are you fucking kidding me? Of course he would win.
Yeah, but who's Mark?
But you know who
Who else,
you know,
Mark?
you know who's beating him?
Who? Junpei?
You. No.
Really? Then
You
who
remember
does
the
it? Who
Grand-
beats him?
You remember? Do you remember the granny from Shibuya?
Oh, Granny Ogami beats him?
Dude, she's fucking top tier.
Is this the new one you're going for, Band?
Hey, I'm just saying.
I see.
I'd say Ichiji has a solid grasp at going. Yeah.
Skin says
Ichiji's the
Denji
top.
versus the protagonist of Kaiju number 8. Did you forget his name?
I mean, I would too if I wasn't like reminded every fucking time I look into the big any manga server.
Yeah. Kafka. I think if it's just Denji, I think Kafka actually wins. Reddit says if Maki was in the Kengan tournament without weapons, how would she'd probably win? Just based on physical strength. Well, current Maki, yeah. If it was previous Maki, I think she might get to like the semifinals.
There's like it's called the author said something like, oh yeah, if there was like a female bracket for Kengan Annihilation tournament, Kada would win. Oh, that's interesting.
Dragon's Rage says shots ring out in the background. Misc, that took care. I would not shoot my cats. There are some times where they're very fucking obnoxious, and I'm like, but no, I would not shoot my cats. Skin says Miwa versus Marioliona. Is this a real question? Skin, I question some of the matchup predictions or some of the matchups you asked me about. Omar says, I wonder how the hell Dante was fighting before he got gravity magic, since body magic really isn't that good on its own. Nah, man, if you see the shit he was doing with just body magic, it's pretty decent, at least.
Fucking, yeah, he can.
You can turn into a big flesh monster. That's pretty good. And you can't
also,
die.
like,
that also.
Yeah, just like if he got basically Toji'd, but then just regenerated from that.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, now my cats are gonna chase each other around too. Nice.
You gotta post more cat pictures.
I will take a good picture of my cats and I will post it in the community tab at some point.
And this time, show its face, not its ass.
Jesus.
Well, it's better than them posting a bunch of pictures of big rats and calling them dogs.
Oh.
Boy, Tartar. Where's Tartar at?
Oh my god.
Rats. We are the rats.
Prove you fucking. Oh, do we have anything in the food and cooking channel? Nope. Oh well.
Might be time for me to post something. I wish I could post stuff, but you know.
Fuck off, band.
I mean, the one thing I still gotta wonder, Band, is why the hell you always want to take the biggest close-up of all your...
It makes it more appetizing.
No, it doesn't. It's just close up. You can't appreciate the whole dish. It's just like, oh boy, some blurry individual rice grains. Can I get some more pixels, please?
Even my food would look less appetizing that close up. I'm just saying.
You guys, you're not cultured enough.
Oh, I see.
I don't know what to tell you.
Are we not from the right timeline to understand
That's just what it is. If you were from that timeline, maybe you would understand.
From that timeline, I see. Yeah. Kanye says Mark from Invincible scales to people who can destroy planets. Yeah, about. Dragon's Rig says it's hard to be intimidated by a guy named Mark. Yeah. Well, Mark's not the most intimidating guy in the series, so. Sunday Grom asks, have you seen videos about fake martial arts? It's been a while, but I have seen some of them. I know, like I can kill you, I can knock a man out with one finger, I can kill a guy by looking at him. It's like, yeah.
Didn't you have that dude in your comment section?
Oh my god. Okay, so on some old Kengan videos, there was this guy who would talk about how his dad trained him to do fucking judo or something, and I swear to God, he described the most fucking anime backstory shit I have ever heard in my life.
Okay.
Like he
Like, on
described,
what
oh, my
video?
master taught me the ancient forms of judo, even though judo is not that old. And he actually taught me about all these different forms of judo, and I actually used dirty judo when fighting people in
Dirty
tournaments.
judo? Does it just mean he like didn't only defense?
Yeah, like, it means like he used fucking illegal moves or something.
Illegal moves. It's like, yeah, they're like human rights go out of the window.
No,
With
like
these
it was
judo
fucking,
moves.
it was so weird, because I think I've seen him comment on other people's videos before, describing how his dad/teacher taught him all of this shit, and how he just went around. I think there was one where he described going around fighting random people on the streets. And I have no fucking idea if this guy is for real or not, because it's the internet. I forget the name of it. I forget the name, but there's a rule on the internet where sometimes shit is so ridiculous that you can't tell if it's a joke or not. Because there are some people out there that are so wacky and crazy that they could have done it for real.
YouTubers.
Yeah.
His dad Shiroda. He can use the 2-finger pinch, just throw people around.
Yeah, I can just use the friction of someone's skin to do a judo
Just-
throw.
There's this old woman trying to cross the street. Judo.
I just fucking judo throw. I just go around judo throwing random people on the street.
Just beats them all. Just goes into the retirement homes. Beats up the nurses and shit.
That's amazing. That is one of the fucking craziest comments I've gotten before.
Solo
And he
warrior.
did it twice.
Chugan.
It wasn't the same week, one after another, but the guy commented like twice talking about his anime backstory.
Amazing. A real life anime backstory.
Dragon's Rage says that's what happens if you're too into Baki.
You just imagine yourself as an eagle, become an eagle.
Yeah. Oh god, I hope I'm not conflating a bunch of different, like, internet stories I've heard. No, that's a different one where some dude would just fucking get into fights with people, like, at night. Just go around finding people, like, when they get out of work or whatever and getting into fights with them.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And Charlie Sheen has tiger blood, didn't you know?
Yeah.
Who's Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, I think it was some dude, it was like a green text story. This guy who was like, I think he said he used to do drugs and just go around fighting random people at night. Which, to be fair, does sound like something you would do if you were addicted to drugs. If you were addicted to heroin, just going around fighting random people at night.
Just become a Kengan character.
Yeah, just become an anime character.
Get overtly buff. Like, the shirt just grows like 3 sizes. And still too small.
Yeah. Skin says, Misc, I've mastered 130 forms of martial arts and can defeat my opponents just by looking at them. My fighting ability is so strong when my garbage man passes by, I beat him and run away. Not even your garbage man can defeat you? Holy shit.
I'm not very impressed till he defeats the milkman. Because the milkman's
Not strong
milk
enough
is
to
delicious.
defeat the milkman. Not quite yet. And the muffin man. Oh, don't even fucking think about it.
Listen.
But-
I know the ways of Drury Lane, and I'm telling you right now, nobody beats the Muffin Man.
Nobody beats the muffin man.
Not even
Oda
the wife.
Nobunaga asks, Misc, do
Muffin
you
Man.
know of Fate? Yes, I am aware of it. I actually talked about it earlier on in the stream a little bit. Not like
Oh, really?
about it, but I mentioned it in passing. Dragon's Rage said, you know, Misc, haven't told you guys this, but I once did karate. My teacher told me I was shit. I quit the end. I believe that does sound like something that would happen to you, Dragon's Rage.
No, that's way too anime backstory. I don't buy it.
I don't know.
I was in a,
It's a little crazy, but if it's you, Dragon's Rage, maybe I could see it.
I was in a judo course in 3rd and 4th grade, and I got almost choked unconscious in the changing rooms.
Kanya Young says Muffin Man solos fiction. Jesus Christ.
But can he beat Goku?
But can he beat Goku? One of my
right.
favorite jokes ever, but can he beat Goku?
I love it.
Well, folks, this stream's been going on for over 3 hours. Since I'm an old man, it's getting around the time I eat dinner, so I think I'm gonna end the stream here. It was fun. I'm glad I talked about some fairly... well, I actually had topics, and I was glad I talked about the Miura thing. I'm a little late, but I just kind of wanted to use that as an opportunity to talk about some of the big issues with the manga industry in general, and the fact that a lot of people really don't talk about them that much. So that was good. Red Hood says, Milkman drinks so much milk his bones are stronger than saw pangs. Wow. His unbreakable bones. Skin says, Misc, I ate the Muffin Man and Milkman for breakfast. I don't know, Skin. That sounds like you're doing a little bit of exaggeration to me. Sun Eater says, I hit the trees outside my house when I after saw a martial arts movie and I broke 3 of my fingers.
Oh, that's something Marty did.
No, that is a real thing that would happen. Someone watches a martial arts movie and it's like, I'm gonna punch my tree. Oh, my fingers are fucking broken.
I mean, Miss, do you know Marty still, right? Yeah. Marty.
Who?
From the Shimatsu server. Marty.
No, I think that's a name I don't recognize.
No, he wasn't. He's like the first one in here in the server.
Oh, Marty, yeah. What about Marty?
Yeah, Marty. Yeah. He said he just like he asked in the server where just like, oh yeah, I want to see my red knuckles because I punched the wall to get stronger.
Oh
That's something he actually did.
Okay, so is Koji more insane than Marty, or is Marty more insane?
I'd say they're both like you know
They're relative to
they
each
could
other?
battle like if they battle they'd would be like about the same strength. You know they would punch each other at the end and both pass out at the same time, something like that.
Skin says, Misc, no hate, but why does your avatar look like an emo asshole? He's not emo, he just likes wearing dark clothes. Fuck off. Fuck off, that's my taste in color palette.
Hey, I like black and white.
Oh yeah,
Good
you
color
do be
palette.
emo.
I like purple.
So, guys, it's 2021. It's okay to like purple when you're a guy.
Yeah, it's been okay to like purple for a while. Mace Windu made it okay to like purple as a guy.
Purple
Yeah,
is
Samuel
it's already
Jackson
like
made
normal thing. Like pink is something new.
Yeah.
Not like purple. Purple is like normal color.
Pink can work. I've seen that you can pull it off if you mix it with the right colors.
Yeah, blue, orange, and purple.
like a light pink. Yeah, that works. Salmon colored. Yeah, that's nice.
A guy can
I
pull
wear a
off
guy-
pink with the right color combinations.
Listen, I wear a pink shirt on my videos. I don't give a shit. It's a goddamn color.
True. This is the correct enlightened opinion.
There we go.
But yeah, anyway, so this was a fun stream. I'm glad I had it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back for another stream next week. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing these. These are going to be mostly a Monday and Tuesday thing, since there's nothing I do a video on. Oh my god. Sonny Grom says, I got into a fight with a kid in school and he said he trained in karate. After he shows off moves, I kicked him in the nuts and walked away. Martial arts, am I right? But yeah, so this was fun. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see ya on Wednesday for this week's Kengan review. And we'll see when we do the next stream. We'll see if I have more actual topics to talk about, or if we'll just do the usual, talk to the chat about random bullshit thing. So yeah, I'll see you guys around. Take care. There you go. I got one